We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live stream. It is October 23rd, Wednesday, and the markets are dipping a little bit, but are we buying crypto today? Well, we got some major crypto news happening all around us. We've got some interesting angles right now. We've got some large caps that I really like that I actually bought late last night. And I'm going to get you guys all the information. I'm going to tell you guys exactly the moves I'm making here this morning and some of the moves I made last night and some of the things I'm looking for both in the large cap space, the meme coin space. There's so many opportunities out there right now in crypto, and we do not want to leave any stone unturned, okay? Period. So we've got a great crypto breakfast club coming up for you guys in about 7 minutes. You guys know that that is something we started months ago, and it has grown to something much bigger than I thought it would be, honestly, where we are today. And we're continuing to just grow the hell out of that thing, and it's been awesome. So I see we've got Brian here in the chat. What's going on, Brian? Good morning to you. Like and subscribe. Yes, do as Brian says. Like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. And yeah, let's fire it up. He says, give XT Algo a try. Hell yeah. That's our trading indicator. Easy trading made simple. I was just talking about it actually as I was making my SHIB video. It's just flashed a momentum down on the Shiba Inu chart. Okay, on the 4-hour, which is what I use. So right now it's wait and see. I would be getting out of your trades, especially if you're up since mid-September. Because we could see some lower lows here. We are bouncing off here pretty nice. We're watching these next couple 4-hour candles here on SHIB and seeing if we can find a good entry point. Good morning, EMAC. How you doing? It's Summers is a member, so is EMAC on the channel. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to buy me a coffee, you could become a member here on YouTube. Good morning, Chris. How you doing, man? Michael, hurry up already. We're here, bro. We're here. We're here. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, man? Good morning. Let's go. Joe, what's happening, bro? Shiba Inu will hit $5. Sky's the limit. Reginald, what's going on, bro? Love your energy. Love it. Good morning, Zach from Pittsburgh. What do you think about these AI meme coins? Matt, I'm more or less getting into the AI altcoins that are quote unquote legit. Not so much the meme coins. Right? Coming in from Pittsburgh, though. What's going on, Matt? That's kind of where I grew up, over in that neck of the woods. What's up, Tony? How you doing, man? Charles, good morning to you, bro. Blinky is in the house. What's up, Blinky? I heard about you guys. I think I heard about you guys. Blinky, come on to the space today. Come on to the X space, and let's talk, man. Let's see if we can get you on the Crypto Breakfast Club. I heard about you guys. Let's see here. Erwin Sia. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. STRK, bro, please. That must be a ticker. So what's going on, everybody? How we doing this morning? What's happening? I want you to take a look at this chart. Let me move myself back up over here. This is the market cap and volume chart for meme coins. And we saw the market cap reach a top this year back in March 31st to be exact. Had another big run up in May with meme coins. Came all the way down throughout the dog days of summer, as I call it, which is normal, right? A lot of the retail went away. They enjoyed the summers. And then look when they came back in. Early September, they said, all right, summer's over. It's time to heat up. And we have been heating up since the beginning of September. A little bit of a pullback today, as you can see here on the overall market cap. So definitely some liquidation happening right now. But this opens the door for buying opportunities across the meme coin market and across the entire crypto space. Now, we also have some interesting things going on in the large cap space. Not sure if you guys saw some of the tweets I made late last night. By the way, if you're not following me on X, definitely do that. We're really close to getting over to 118K, so smash that follow button over on X if you haven't already. We got a cool thing happening right here on my pinned post. You can read that if you want to get in on that. There's still time until after the space today. We are live on X. Appreciate everybody live with us here on X. But this here was interesting. Charlie Lee recently said he's confident that a Litecoin ETF application will soon be approved. Now, say what you want about Litecoin. It doesn't move all that much, but it's been around forever. It's still basically a top 20 crypto just outside the top 20 behind SUI, sandwiched between SUI and Aptos. It's sitting at 69 bucks right now. And if an ETF comes for Litecoin, I think we'll definitely see a price surge. Now we're down in the last 7 days. We've been as high as like 75 bucks. So I don't think this is a bad entry at all. If we look at it in the last month, again, we're down from that $75 mark. Here in the last year, this was our most recent little pop, but back in March, we got up over 100 bucks. So if we get a Litecoin ETF, I think we could be back easily over 100 bucks, maybe closer to 150, 200 if this comes true. So in saying that, and if we take a look at this, we've really been consolidating since 2022. You know, I mean, a couple little pops up here to 100 bucks in 2023. Nothing too crazy though. But here at $69, I see value here, especially with the rumors that are swirling about an ETF. You know, shout out to Larry, who's an avid member on the Crypto Breakfast Club, which will be starting here in about 2 minutes. He called this out yesterday, and then I saw some posts and quickly realized why he said what he said. This came out yesterday at 10 a.m., okay? So this is what he was referring to, definitely, right? This is definitely what he was referring to. And he has some pretty good intel, right? Nobody knows for sure, you know, what's going to happen. Nobody has a crystal ball, right? But it was fascinating to me enough where, I see value here at this price on Litecoin. And Litecoin's not one that I absolutely endorse or love by any means. And then Litecoin actually posted something I thought was interesting 11 hours ago at 10 p.m., right? 12 hours later, they posted this, you know, like a rocket ship with the Litecoin logo. This is from the official account. Interesting, right? So I say all that to say I took a position into Litecoin. Now, I've never owned Litecoin, ever. And this is not financial advice. I'm not saying go do this by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, I am just a dude on YouTube, but I did take a position in Litecoin. I opened up a spot, pretty decent sized position. And a lot of it has to do with where we are on this price standpoint. I just don't see how I can necessarily lose a lot at 69 bucks. Considering back in 2022, the dog days of the bear market, we were at $50, $55, 58 bucks. You know what I mean? So I see some value here. And where I see value, you know, I like to make some plays. Now, if we take a look at another crypto that I like that got some recent news is Avalanche. Now, they recently are introducing their crypto cards in partnership with Visa, and they sold off here after the news. They got a little bit of a surge back on the 20th up to like 28 bucks, but they're actually coming down right now on this news. And AVAX as a whole, I think, is pretty undervalued, still 82% away from its all-time high. Okay, so I did open up. This is the yearly spot on AVAX. This is back in March. We were up at 60 bucks. Here's your all chart. Okay, you can see here was the pop to 60 in March. Overall, though, we are on a nice little uptrend since August, very slowly. I do think AVAX is a pretty interesting play here. Now with this news, kind of solidifies it. They're doing a lot in the gaming realm. So I bought some Litecoin. I bought some AVAX. But Litecoin late last night and AVAX early this morning. So those are two that I've added to my positions. I've owned AVAX before. I traded it back in 2021. I did not catch the top here. I caught it somewhere in the middle here, like from 56, and traded it right around 100 bucks. I'm happy with that. But getting it near 25 bucks, I think a 4 or 5x is a really good bet. And I like AVAX quite a bit. So it's a low risk play for me. We'll see what happens. Michael, do not lose patience, man. Hang in there, bro. Hang in there, bro. I'm telling you, just stick around. Not financial advice, but I think there's a lot more coming. A lot more coming. And we've got to start the Breakfast Club. I'm a minute late. I got too excited there talking about Litecoin and AVAX. So we got to start the space, guys. And you guys know what that means. We're going to bring it in with some music. We're going to start the space. Hopefully this starts today for us. Looks like it has. Yes, that's good.
Give me something new. I want it back through and through. Just do it. I'll let you rule. I know you like to break the rules, and my cry is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too good to you. My cry is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too good to It was something in the air.
What's going on? Crypto Breakfast. We are back. My best paid XPO and fire them up. Here we go. Here we go. Zach from Subway's in the house. Oh yeah, it's spooky season, baby. It's spooky season. All right, that's enough. That's enough. It's time to talk crypto, guys. Welcome in. We are back for another episode. And man, what a week already it's been. I feel like it should be Sunday, and it's only Wednesday. Tons of things happening in the market. A little bit of a pullback today, maybe a retest before we bounce back up. But man, a lot to get to. I bought some cryptos late last night and this morning. Bought some Litecoin. We're going to see what happens. I was just talking about it on the space. And, news came out from their official sources. Charlie Lee recently said he's confident that Litecoin ETF applications will be soon approved. We shall see. No matter what, I've never owned Litecoin, but I was looking at the chart, kind of analyzing the situation based on this news. I mean, sitting here at $69 and some change, I go back to the dog days of the summer here back in 2022, we were around 50, 55 bucks. So I just don't see a lot of downside here with where we are in the market. And there's definite upside, right? And I think, Larry, that's probably what you were getting at yesterday, right?
Got the alpha a day and a half beforehand. And if you had converted on that knowledge, you would have made a good, 10, 20%. No financial advice. But like you said, Zach, there really is no downside to that. And there's more coming out from Litecoin besides those ETFs. So, they're trying to find more players to provide more segues besides just XRP and Ripple. I mean, XRP and Ripple kind of started what we have going on for, consensus on providing a pathway from, fiat assets to digital assets quickly and in a way that's going to meet regulatory measures, And there's some more news too. Speaking on Ripple, I don't know if you want me to splash people with some news, but
yeah, man, hit us with it. Hit us with it. It's early. We're ready. We're fired up. We got, we got a ton of time. We got a ton of great sponsors today. We got a lot to get into, but yeah, I want to hear it, man.
There's like 3 different notices from the courts back and forth on the suit, the countersuit, and the ongoing litigation, and the SEC failed to meet. They basically defaulted on one of them. I can't remember which one, but they defaulted today on one of the either the litigation or the countersuit. So, like I was telling you, that it's they already know what time it is. They're just trying to get some more money. You know what I'm saying, Zach? So I'll try to post that bit of news here. I'll try to find the actual court document. I saved the image, or maybe I can just send it to you in DM and you can post it yourself, or however you want to do it. But
yeah, that's cool.
One of them today, and besides the ETF on Litecoin is going to be doing something with the bank. I can't remember which way. And I said that the day before yesterday, or I can't remember. Was it yesterday? Yeah. That they're going into business with another major bank. Oh, yeah. Swift is doing something going to be doing something with Litecoin. And Swift is also, I can't remember the other digital asset, but Swift is really diversifying past just Ripple. So that's the big news. And I think I told you that Avax has successfully got an agreement with Visa and MasterCard for a compliant solution on credit. The first, I think, broadly compliant solution. So there's that. And then Sonium has a presence on X now. And I think they will be releasing news on how to, get on chain with them. So there's lots more though too. And we can unpack it piece by piece, but I wanted to let you know on Ripple, there should be some good news on XRP shortly, because like I said, the SEC defaulted on one of the 3 points of contention. So it's either the countersuit, the suit, or the litigation itself. But the big news is that they defaulted. That's great news as far as I'm concerned. Any one of the three, I'll take any one of the three. So, I think more of the case files will be unsealed soon too, as they try to reach consensus they just want a settlement for some more money, I think, to be honest. So it's happening, man. And but ApeCoin has their version of Pump Fund now. They have ape names coming out, and they had 12 meme tokens launch. I think they're going to have 12 more coming on this new prize pool. So just lots of interesting different things happening on these side chains as well. And big news from Pod Chain and on Wire Chain too. There's too much to cover, so I think we'll unpack a lot of it today. But lots of stuff going on, man.
Yeah, man, we're gonna be hearing from Paw Chain today. They're one of our sponsors today. I did request them to come on up, so if you guys want to come on up here, I know a lot of the community's here, so that's going to be awesome. We've got Azumi up here. They're still a sponsor for a while with us. Same thing with Ethereum, which did 100x. So, man, we're having a ton of success here early on with our sponsorship kind of package and program. We've got daily, weekly, monthly sponsors if you guys are interested. And we're all about adding value. So it's a very, very, I think, fair price. By the way, paid Zach, and I guess for everybody, because we're all in this thing together. We got a ton of people looking into it, and people are starting to take notice of what we're doing with the Breakfast Club. We're live on YouTube and X every day now. We've got a great community growing here. Speaking on Sony real quick, Larry, I was reading an article on from Seeking Alpha after you mentioned some things late last night, and yeah, man, I'm totally on board. So I'm actually getting ready to make a play on Sony today too. I think it's undervalued, as you mentioned. Due to them getting into financial services, gaming. I think there's going to be a lot coming there, and obviously, they've been undervalued for a while. Just from that standpoint. I mean, let alone with what they've got kind of rolling out and kind of where the direction they're heading now.
You want to hear some more alpha on Sony then?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So, they are undervalued, and they have a shit ton of new gaming infrastructure that's coming in. It's going to be beyond PlayStation 5 and beyond their handheld consoles and computer. They have emulators, like special emulators coming out for classic game integration on chain. And you know how digital visual devices have been all the rage, be the Ray-Bans or the Meta glasses or whatever, the Apple digital interface glasses. Watch out for Sony's new, with multiple partners, Samsung included. When this competitor reaches the market, it's going to be a price point king. It's going to be integration king on AI. I'm not free to speak on everything I know about it, but that alone is going to be a huge point for, potential investment on the individual level, besides the token having all of these partnerships coming on and financial services, as you mentioned. But undervalued is an understatement, no pun intended. It's really, I didn't expect them, when they made the announcement that they were going to stop doing retarded shit and go onto an EVM. I'm about 30% of gaming bringing in, 30% of the new underexposed liquid LP. I think a lion's share of that is going to be through Sonium. I'm not giving you any financial advice or anything, but they're just doing too much, man. And like I said, when I was in Osaka, I was in Kansai Week. From then on, even to Ape Fest, I've been saturated with exposure to Sonium and the side chains, all their projects. I saw Squaresoft, Enix, and a bunch of different game labs, all moving on to develop onto there. So, big things are happening in the space. It's really funny how the space is bringing in more money, but it's like consolidating and just huge amounts on certain pools or certain areas. And I think that alone should give most of us pause for reanalyzing our investment strategies. It really is usually you'd be able to go by your own stride, but it's wherever the wind is going now. It really, if you're hearing little things, they turn into big things. But you get lots of alpha here, like on the Litecoin, a day and a half ahead on everything. And Sonium's going to be the same. The same was on XRP and Ape Chain. Mara and myself, we didn't just whisper that into your ear for for the entertainment's sake. We hope. I need to follow my own advice, but like I said, you guys know I don't really trade like that. But I'm just on the infrastructure side and policy side. And speaking of policy side, look for some huge changes on your banking. So the terms and conditions on your digital banking. For if you're using whatever at Wells Fargo, Chase, et cetera, look for some huge changes in the small print in preparation for all of these new, links to your digital assets via your fiat assets, because they don't want to miss out on the huge amount of money just in adaptation, right? So I would say that you should look to that shortly. Your terms and conditions are really going to reflect that. So look in the next 30 to 60 days at your small print on your for those of you that are in the U.S. and in Europe, for your terms and conditions, because they're really going to change now at this point. I think that's even bigger alpha actually than whatever else I just gave. So 30 to 60 days, most banks are going to put some massive small print changes and look for your banking apps to have some different extensions or options. So, but that's it, Zach. There's more to unpack, but I'll start with that though. So.
That's good stuff. And so some people are asking real quick. We'll come back to this too. We got to get Azumi back up here. So I'm going to drop somebody down here. Azumi got taken down. We got to get them back up. Thanks, AI. What'd you say, Paige?
You got to add Zach some Subway back up here. He had to drop for a second.
Okay, let me get him back up here too, and then let's get Azumi back in there. Okay, that should do it. A couple of people chiming in on my YouTube live, Larry, real quick, and then I want to get over to Paige and Zach and cover everything. Let everybody jump in. But some people are asking, is there still the same kind of Sony and Jasmy connection? Because a lot of people invested in Jasmy kind of indirectly because of their relationship with Sony. Do you think there's still value there in holding Jasmy? Do you think that relationship is still intact, or you think they're kind of going in a separate direction?
I haven't heard anything about the Jasmy and Sony link in quite some time. The only thing I've been hearing, lately is about just the Sonium itself and Samsung and their intention on providing, all of this gaming infrastructure and allowing it to be a conduit for a lot of Japan and a lot of APAC in general, but mostly Japan's intentions for, as a platform for having some type of financial agility on some of its products, right? But I haven't heard, and I could be wrong, but I myself, from my interaction with the protocol and some of the people involved, I haven't heard anything about Jasmine. And it's never been brought to myself, but I could be wrong. But I just have not been exposed to it at all. So, to your audience on YouTube, I haven't heard any mention of Jasmine as far as, and I think it might, I don't know, but because Sony changed to a plan for a solid EVM, so they were talking about going on these alternative chains before, but they consolidated to going on an EVM, which I think is super bullish. Not taking anything away from Jasmine, but I just haven't heard anything about Jasmine in quite some time.
Gotcha. No, that's good stuff. And I think that was an important question. A lot of people probably had it, so I wanted to address that. Definitely. Zach Pade, my co-host up here. What is going on? Zach, what's happening, brother?
How's it going?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Oh, fired up. I'm cheating the system as we speak. I'm actually on my way to work. I got to finish boarding up some more doors and stuff at the hotel. But anyways, back to crypto. Yeah, I'm shorting the market. I found a gem. I didn't really announce it or anything because I wanted to see if it would keep going up. Because usually when I announce things seem to dip right after. So, but no, it dipped. I did like maybe a 10x yesterday. I was driving.
Yo, Zach, I wish I could fucking mute you. I told you, when there's a play, message me. I'm sitting here waiting for the message on the back end on Telegram, and I'm not getting nothing.
Listen, I know how you operate. So you probably wouldn't have cheated that one. It's down 20%, but I'll let you know in a little bit. It's a Solana play right now. I've been actually fucking with Solana a lot. Crazy, just because gas fees and stuff, but I got wrecked on one of them, but this one I got in about 20K market cap, hit about 3 million yesterday. So I was pretty excited with that one.
Doesn't
I
say
took a couple
anything.
profits. Yeah, I know. Just to piss you off, Pete, because every time we start the space, Zach comes in with this hot intro and you interrupt him. So that's your penalty.
First of all, Zach came in today with this space pretending to be me, and it was awful. So I interrupt myself.
Yeah, but anyways, so hit that one pretty well. Still looking for that 100x, 1000x. That's what you want to pay. That's why I didn't really call it. But shorting the market a little bit, taking my profits. Obviously, I was hoping it would hit Bitcoin would hit 71. And I was going to take a huge profit off of that one, but 69 seems to be the case to take some profits. But retracing a little back, it's gonna be the volatility is gonna be insane. I think before the election, but after that, I think we'll do pretty well. I see a huge upswing. No matter who wins, I think it'll be more dramatic if Trump wins in a positive way. But
Zach, real quick, is there a way to play? I mean, are you going to be stabling up a little bit ahead of the election? Do you risk stabling up and miss a big pump? Does it kind of depend on which assets? You know what I mean? Like, how are you playing this?
Yeah, I'm stabling because nothing goes up forever, and most of the time things go down. So for me to pay the dollar at a certain amount is more valuable than the risk of losing it. Do you know what I mean? So, and I've been doing pretty well on meme coins right now. So hot on meme coins, like the 10, 15x's. I'm hitting them every couple days. It's the 100, 500x. I'm looking for that kind of gem, but to hit a 5, 10x is fucking simple. It's really easy for me. So I've done that multiple times. I'm stabling up, taking some profits from Bitcoin, and I'm okay. Even if it takes off and I lose that 10%, I hit it already on the meme coins. But the risk to reward is better for me to hit a stable at the moment. So, because if Harris wins, I think we're going to see retracement, and then it'll pump again. But if Trump wins, it's going to go, I think it's going to pump a lot in the short term, but it'll obviously retrace back. So I'm unstabling a lot of stuff right now. Just because things just go down more likely than they go up. So, and that goes for all projects, all tokens, utility, meme coins. So I'd rather risk not losing my money and be happy with stable. So that's what I've been doing. But I've been doing that more likely with the meme coins. I'll take 50% stable and then look for the next 10 to 15x. But yeah, the Solana one was pretty good. I got into a couple other ones I will talk about, and I got fucked. They rugged it after it went up like 1,600%. So I lost a little bit. That's why I take profits. But most likely I come out ahead just because I trade them daily, really. I stare at the chart. But that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm really deep into the meme coins right now. That's where the money's at. Utility's not really moving. And the risk to the utility too is people are waiting. It takes a little bit longer because people are waiting for information. Like if they say they're going to put out something, you're waiting for that. And then if the community is like, okay, it's great, but you can tweak some things here and there, you might see like a 2% gain. But with these meme coins, they'll just fucking pump out of nowhere. So I'm looking for the sweet spot for me is about 500K, maybe 1,000 holders. I can tell that project's going to do very well. If it's like 200 to 300, it needs a little bit of work. It needs some influence, and then that can pump. So I'm really sitting down analyzing how these things move. So I guess I'm over upset. Say the word. I'm just crazy. I guess I just feed into things and read into things deeply and try to get ahead of the curve a little bit because it's your money. So, and see profits 100%. Zach feeder right here in a good way though. But I'll back in. Yeah, Zach, Derek Jeter. I might even fucking launch something like that quietly. Just kidding.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt, but one thirds. We always talk about, holding some stables, and now you have even more reason to hold stables because the dollar yield project or for example, the yield product that's coming from River on Bitcoin, all of these ETFs and a lot of these other financial bridging projects are going to use stables, not memes and not other foundationals as a trading currency to be compliant. So right. It's another hold on the stables because they're not going to take Ethereum, and then they might not take, well, everyone takes Bitcoin, right? But you know what I'm saying? So stables you can use on any of these ETFs and a lot of these financial products that are coming from BlackRock or Grayscale. I mean, all the banks and of course, XRP itself and the rest, they all take stables, when they may not policy be able to accept any other tokens, even on, you've been touched by a DEX or a SEX. So.
Right. I'm following Warren Buffett. He sold a lot of the Bank of America stock and he's keeping it on the side. I'm playing with the big boys now. So, and I'm kind of following their lead. Obviously they know shit. It doesn't take a genius to just watch what they do and kind of follow the way they move. And I'm just doing it obviously on a lot lesser scale, but I can still make those moves. And they're waiting. I think they're going to ape into crypto. What they're doing is actually buying the companies that hold the crypto. You know what I mean? Like they're investing in that. So I'm kind of just watching what they're doing. And I'm like, I should just stable up and see what happens. Even if I miss a 5X, Bitcoin's not going to go crazy like a meme coin. Like I might miss that $2,000 gain or something. No big deal. But the risk to reward is better to have it in a stable for me right now than it just tank. You know what I mean? Depending on the election. So I'm following it very, very closely. And I see what everyone says. I'm watching the election stuff. And that's kind of what I'm writing off of. That's my alpha. I said the political stuff is going to move the markets like
for sure.
We've never seen before. So,
well, beyond the election today, the last 2 days of BRICS summit has happened, and they invited several countries that were never thought to be BRICS available or BRICS compliant based on OPEC and UN policy. But now we have like 4 more nations that are going to be on BRICS, and that's going to be more adaptation of stable tokens.
Yeah.
The web tokens real, and I'm going to tell you that within the next 45 to 60 days, there's going to be another pump happening. Why? Because there's going to be more news release from the Chinese central bank and the Ministry of Finance on the second part of their stimulus package, that everyone seems to think they know what's going on, but they really don't. And it's going to be huge because it's going to be in conjunction with the announcements they're making at the BRICS summit here in the next 3 to 4 days, because it's still going on. You'll see that. And then you'll see the news being released in conjunction with other BRICS nations. There's going to be an extension on Belt and Road, but China's releasing another round of stimulus. So it's happening. Yeah. Watch for another. Not any financial advice, but it's just things to watch for. And stable up.
Stable up.
Sure. Yep.
And Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, when we think about it, all these countries, the way they get around sanctions is obviously in crypto. So I'm going, I really got to the point where I'm like, I'm really going to 80% of my portfolio is going to be ETF stuff, 100%. That is less risky. I can sleep at night with those. The meme coin shit's fine because I trade out of a lot of them. I'll hold a little bit, but I'm a day trader. So when I'm not at the hotel, I'm trading all the time looking for that next gem. But I am bringing my profits back to stables, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I do see a Solana ETF coming. I do eventually see a meme token ETF. Hopefully they, like I said before, if they were smart, they would pool it together, do like a Pepe, Shib, Doge all in one, so it's less risky. One goes down, one goes up, you know what I mean? Kind of evens out the portfolio. I'm looking for that kind of stuff, but no, I'm fucking aping into ETF stuff 100%. Yeah. That's what the big boys are buying. Why? If you want to play with the big boys, you got to do what the big boys do and just keep money inside. Yeah.
Litecoin's making the biggest push because if you look at the math on Litecoin and its architecture, it was supposed to be the answer and the correction for all of the things that were already perfect on perfect math with Bitcoin. But the one huge advantage that Litecoin has is its distribution supply and its availability. It doesn't have the problems with, they didn't have to come up with a million solutions for Satoshis, to make Satoshis actually fractionable and spendable, or to be liquidable quickly. So Litecoin is, it's been waiting. It has a huge amount of POW support. There's lots and lots of people that are mining Litecoin still, myself included. And they just been waiting for the day. It's never had, like Zach illustrated earlier, it's never had a huge price deviation. It's been the stablest of the stable of the POWs, Of course, it also hasn't climbed, but it hasn't lost. So as far as upside is concerned, there's nothing but upside, not financial advice. But, again, the Litecoin ETF is a real, it has more use case in some ways because, again, it doesn't have the buying challenges that Bitcoin does, right? But it has all of the earning potential still left. It hasn't had a cycle yet because it's never had that much interest from the retail market. But now that POWs are the next, biggest thing since sliced white bread, it's affable. It meets requirements as one of the first generation POWs, and it's going to circulate based on that alone. So, like I gave you the alpha yesterday, there's more to come than just the ETFs. It's funny, people built memes on Tron and on Solana, both utility chains that were supporting other apparatus. I wouldn't see why there wouldn't be memes or other things built on Litecoin. Maybe someone will come with a LRC20 token, just like they have done for for Bitcoin and even for Caspa. I'm not going to say I'm giving you the alpha now, but I'm giving you the alpha. Look for a supported ecosystem off Litecoin finally. And that's what I'm not saying I'm giving you the alpha now, but watch, you'll see. That is the magic mixture. The ETFs come when utilities come for adaptation, not just from traditional finance. TradFi is one part of the triangle, right? You need to have TradFi adaptation, and then of course you need to have some type of catalyst. So I'm not saying, but all you developers out there, if you're listening, if you need help developing, I've been mining Litecoin for years, and I'm very familiar with the contracts. And if you're a smart guy and want to get onto something that's growing, why don't you guys make an LRC20? You know, no
Love
money
it.
for the price.
Love it. That's why you guys come to the Breakfast Club, man. I mean, we talk about it all, we cover it all. So I'll give you guys breakdown because I did go kind of on a buying spree. I bought some Litecoin. I bought some AVAX based on the information that came out with the crypto cards and partnership with Visa. I did buy some more AVAX. Still think it's very undervalued. You know, missed the boat back in 2021 on that massive run up. Kind of missed the boat on Solana last cycle too. So I've been stacking Solana for a while now. Speaking of Solana, we're close to $170. This market pullback not affecting Solana right now. Still up almost 2% today, 10% on the week. Solana and Dogecoin outperforming everything else in the top 10 right now when you exclude the stable coins. So I really like Sol and AVAX. Again, those were two big winners. Like those are like the two new layer ones that kind of burst on the scene last cycle that are, you know, showing strength here yet again. Obviously, I love Sui too. Sui also up today a little bit, going against the grain. I think that could be a Solana type play this run. But man, we've got so much to get into. So many people want to jump up here. Let me check. I gotta see if anybody's up here from Paw. Pay, do you know if anybody's already up here or what? I know we've got a chat with them. I want to see if anybody's up here already from their group. Let me see here.
Oh, we have someone up there on the stage today. Brian from Paul Chain.
Ah, there he
This
is.
is the soundtrack of the Master Zorro.
Let's
We
go.
are welcoming Izumi, Paul Chain, and Ethereum to the stage. Swashbuckling adventure on the Crypto Breakfast Club. Once again, we are here to show you the gems of the future. All right, I'm done.
Yes, we do have Brian from Paw Chain. What's up, Brian? Good morning to you, man. And this is one of our sponsors today, Brian from Paw Chain. Man, you guys have been building. We've been talking about you guys kind of before this whole thing materialized. So shout out to the people bringing the alpha there. I think it was, you know, Mar initially. And yeah. And I had heard about you guys. Oh, it was paid too.
Give Mark credit. Hey. I mentioned Paul Chain to Mar, and Mar first was like, oh, we got to look at wire. We got to look at wire. I was like, dude, but Paul Chain, I found this. And me and Mar were talking in the back channel, and you just give him the credit. What is this?
Paid. No, okay. And full disclosure, I got Brian on a back chat right now on Telegram too, because we're working on something. And I'm going to give all the credit to Paid. Paid, you're the man. You told us about Pod Chain. Mar was having a cocktail at Club 11, and he's taking credit for it now. But thank you, Mar, again, though, for bringing us Pod Chain as well.
And fucking people just stealing the black man's thunder. You know, it's just pale as old as time.
Oh, you got to make it a race thing. All right. All right.
Bro, come on. Come on, bro.
Brian, what's up, man? Good morning to you, bro.
What's up, Brian?
GM, Zach, and Paid. Larry, what's up, guys? Doing great this morning, man. I appreciate the time on stage, being a part of the Breakfast Club, and everything you guys got going on here. And just want to speak on some of the alpha Larry and Zach were dropping. You know, stabling up's a good idea right now. Getting in these plays, a lot of these top tens are going to see some great gains, a lot less risk. I think too many people focus on putting their money in too high percentages on meme coins. They end up getting wrecked because everybody knows, you know, one can send 100,000x, but for everyone that does, 900 plus are going to be going to zero. So yeah, some great alpha there. Appreciate the time on stage, guys. And yeah, I'm from the Paw Chain Project. I know you guys been speaking about us a little bit, but I'd love to dive deeper and just let you guys know exactly what we got going on over here.
100%, bro. We're so happy to have you here. And, you know, I've known about you guys for a while. You guys have been around for a relatively long time, especially in a crypto sense. So fill us in, man. I mean, what are you guys working on kind of right now and from start to finish, kind of how, you know, where you started and where you are now?
Absolutely, guys. I'll start with this. We've been a project now for over 22 months, and we've built and released the first of its kind layer 3 centric blockchain. That title wasn't made up by us. It was given to us by CERTIC, which we have multiple audits and a very high CERTIC score. I believe we're in the top 50, 60 right now on the CERTIC leaderboard. So we're very serious about that security. And pretty much what we are, guys, what that layer 3 means, I'm just calling it we're a unification layer. Our blockchain is 100% custom built, and we can connect to all other blockchains to our network to allow your liquidity to travel freely cross-chain. So what does that mean? Normally, when you're a project, you have to pick a network. The Ethereum network, the Solana network, BSC, and your liquidity is only available on that chain for that native asset. You know, without traditional bridging structure, which everybody knows, my God, dude, bridging is a pain in the ass. It takes time. It costs a bunch of money. It can be dangerous. I think everybody in this room has had a problem with it at some point in time. With PawChain, you launch a pool on our chain, and your asset is available with the click of a button from any native asset that we're bridged with. So the days of traditional bridging being locked on one chain are over. You come to our swap with a native asset, and you use it to buy whatever else is on chain. As we're growing, as we're building liquidity, you'll be able to come to our chain and just swap Ethereum for BNB with the click of a button. Cheaper, safer, and faster than ever before. What also makes us great is we're infinitely scalable. The way our blockchain is built, we can continue to add chains, not just EVM, but non-EVM chains as well. Solana, Tron, Cardano, Sui, Caspa, those will all be a part of our network. And what's great is you don't have to be a chain max. You don't have to pick those chains. You can still use those chains, those native assets, but we provide that avenue of communication for all those chains. So that's what our end goal is. That's what we've been working on. We're very young. We just launched this blockchain a little over 3 months ago, and we already have a scanner, a wallet, and a swap. The Solana network guys, they didn't even have a wallet for 3 months. They didn't have their first swap for 6 months. So we are ahead of the game, and we are going to continue to build NFT marketplace, point of sale system. All these different things are going to become built on our chain. And the ultimate goal is to have the simplicity and functionality of a big central exchange, but fully decentralized with a DAO, with validation, with delegation, all those things that you get on the DeFi level, you know, without the centralization, without the headaches, without giving them a bunch of your hard-earned money. And it's ridiculous, dude. Something that drives me the most nuts. I've been in crypto, guys, since 2018. I started off as a Bitcoin maxi. I've been buying Bitcoin since around 5,000. And I've always used Coinbase, had a Coinbase account. To this day, they will still lock my funds for 10 days before I can transfer it off their platform. It's ridiculous. I have the money in my bank account. I'm sending it over, and they are still holding it up when I want to make a play or I want to make a move. It's crazy, dude. The time for DeFi has come. Blockchain technology, I believe personally, is going to completely take over the next 5 to 10 years. Once these Web2 companies, these Fortune 500 companies realize that they can send money and data around the world for a fraction of what it costs now, dude, they are going to jump on because it's going to save their shareholders billions of dollars. And I think our network will facilitate these transactions better than any other network out there. And it's the very early days. Everybody's looking for early alpha. You know, I wish I could have got early on Sol. I wish I could have got early on Ethereum. You can get early on PawChain. Be a part of this build. Join our community. Guys, we have a team of developers of around 30 to 40 full-time devs. We have a front-end team of about 60 people in onboarding, marketing, design. And one thing I'm very proud of, guys, customer service. We have an active customer service team to help projects on board, to walk people through the process, to answer tickets and problems. So we are here. We're doing it different, and we plan to change the entire space, man. We're here for you guys. We're here for the builders. That's our goal, man. A lot of people do things well. Influencers push projects. There's professionals in every aspect. We do blockchain, and we're damn good at it, and we're very proud of it.
Let's
I
go,
would
man.
say that you have scratched basically every itch and complaint Mar has in the space. Caspa doesn't have a swapper. They should have had a swapper already. All chain has it. we need to have Casper on this chain. Okay, Paul Chain's about to get it. Oh, the customer service fucking sucks. We can't call nobody. Paul Chain has it. I'm not saying that might be the reason Mar's the most bullish on Paul Chain ever, but there's a few reasons right there.
Well, I know Mar loves to find undervalued projects too, and you guys are sitting here, you know, at a $10 million market cap right now, and you guys can hear from Brian and that breakdown kind of what their plans are, what they've already done, and what they plan to do. I mean, how many cryptos are sitting at a $10 million market cap doing all of this, right? So from an investment standpoint, this is the kind of stuff we love to see. And I know Mar is always hunting for things that have been around for a while that people just don't see, that people just, you know, miss. And, you know, that those are usually the biggest opportunities in crypto. Larry, you got your hand up. I'm sure you got a question for Brian. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
You know, I'm from a security background. That's what I do every day. And I, you know, have some connections with your current security providers. So before I started talking about PodChain, you can ask anyone here. I'm the biggest skeptic. I'm not a Debbie Downer, but I just have been in space long enough. And, you know, I'm a chief security officer at a big security company. So I looked at, you know, some parts of the chain. You know, that's what I do. You guys are trying to be layer agnostic and, you know, token agnostic. And not too many complaints thus far. You know, I would like to take a deeper dive. That's why I, you know, through a in common contact have, you know, are wanting to get in touch with. Well, I'm in touch with you and Steve now, Brian. So, but you know, I don't have any incentive to push cap because as all of you guys, I don't trade, right? So. I have to try to stay transparent for every project. So what I want to say about PAW is I believe it's very undervalued based on its utility. There's no LARP, there's no cap. I've been going through the chain. I'm looking at the scan and the scan tool and the wallet and the swap. And, you know, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, like you said, they're ahead of schedule compared to like Solana and even AVAX and from comparative times before, and I'm pretty impressed, and I'm not easily impressed. So that's why I was excited to, you know, for the last 3 days, even when I was on the plane, I was looking over your chain line by line. I had a couple engineers even from my team go through and look at, you know, the A to B functions on the chain. So pretty impressive how you guys are being able to pull regardless of language, you know, even you're providing a fairly safe and quick, because, you know, you can't give a full claim of safety yet when you're onboarding new token protocols, right? That's impossible, right? But I would like to, you know, further discuss this discussion more, but so far it's not capped. And usually I will say, well, this is good and this is good, but this is bullshit, and this is the reason why. So good job, Mard and Paid, and then good job to myself, because I spent a couple days of my time looking over PodChain, and not easily impressed, but I hope that it can be the home. And like you said, you know, this is a common thing here on Crypto Breakfast Club. We always talk about how the powers that be, even in DeFi, are trying to control how you spend and when you move your money, right? And if, you know, when PodChain is able to and is capable through adaptation, I think that it can be a major placeholder as far as adaptation for underexposed liquidity, right? New LP. And that's what we really need as a whole in the space, is adaptation and to conform, right, to a common consensus. And there's enough room for, there could be 100 other chains, but, you know, if PodChain does it well, it can be one of the first, and that's my hope. So that's what I wanted to say, Zach, is I actually looked over the chain itself, the language, some of the A to B functions, and I find it to be no cap and LARP so far. But I'm going to take a deeper dive. But I'm like I said, I'm in a chat with Brian and Steve right now, so I'm excited. So
love it, man.
I was just going to say, let's go to Mar, because I want to hear Mar's thoughts on everything that Brian just said.
Yo, you hear me? Hello?
Got you, bro.
Well, I mean, not. Well, first of all, good morning to everyone, but paid. What he said, they got the shit going right. You got fucking the clowns from Caspa that they say they built a blockchain. It took them 7 years, not a fork, not a hard fork, whatever. And they don't even have a freaking decentralized swap, And these guys are ready. That's why I'm bullish. That's why I invested a little bit on him. And yeah, they got this shit together and they work fast. Look, I do my homework, and someone out there told me, yo, these guys, they work fast. And I like that. I like that. They work fast and they build good shit, And it's just going to take time. It's going to take time. But yeah, I'm super bullish on Palm. I'm also super bullish on WireChain. I actually, it's hard to get in contact with WireChain because they're like fucking, it's hard, man. It's just hard. And, but I told them about WireChain and yeah, the first thing is they're trying to contact them because, see, what I like about ParChain, it's not that fucking Solana shit or the Ethereum boys or the Bitcoin maxis, or it's only us. We're in war with everyone else, I've always said it, man. Like, crypto, it's right now we're building streets, we're building highways, but none of these shit are connecting, And at the end, it's all a huge fucking, and it needs to connect. It's a huge network, and it all needs to fucking connect. And I like about ParChain that, I met him through how do you call this? And just to clear the air, yes, Pate did bring me ParChain. I heard about them I first heard about them on a space with Dione. And you all know I'm holding Dione. And I've been in Dione for 2 years. And when I saw them on the Dione space, I'm like, what the fuck is a chain? Dione promoting another chain. And I started learning more about, chains backing up each other. And that's how this space needs to be, competition is great. If you open up a fucking restaurant, you don't want to be the only restaurant in that area. You want restaurants around you so people can come in, And I don't understand these blockchains. And when I told them about Wire, they want to get in contact with Wire. So I like this. I'm super bullish. It's not just the chart, guys. It's what they're building for me and the team and the community and everything together, And this is awesome. And I actually learned this from IVAX, a lot of, not all the spaces, but a lot of the spaces on Avalanche, you go in there and they're speaking about all the chains, how great they're doing things. And this is the true nature in crypto that we need to be heading to where, okay, we're building all these highways. Let's start fucking connecting them, And I do want to say one thing going away from Paul a little bit. I was going to drop this at the end of the week. Larry touched something that it's very important. And I've gotten a little bit of information, from some bankers. And, they're getting ready to add, USDT stable coins. Some of them are leaning more towards USDC on the banks, just like we have a Zelle. And I know what they're doing this. The government wants to track you really good where those stable coins are going to. But this could be the start of a massive bull market when this happens, when banks have their stable coins in their app, It's going to take some time. But listen, I had a friend that said, oh, but if I send that money and it gets lost, look at Zelle. You send money to Zelle, it's done. You're done. I think now they have a new thing that you could choose fast or 3 days. I think in 3 days you could try to get it back. But yeah, that's something that I've been hearing. And a friend of someone I really know told me, that these guys are getting ready. And I can't believe everything is happening so fast with crypto. And this is why it's so important for why, the boring stuff. People don't want to hear the boring stuff where, our CERDIC is rated really high. You want to be a blockchain that you have a good security So because with this, you could probably get a good partnership, you know, with a bank or who knows, you know. So yeah, I'm super bullish on Paul and everything. I've said this before. Once you find a good project like Dione, you know, from there it's a domino effect, and you start finding, you know, and from Dione came Paul, you know, and then from Paul I'm gonna find all the great projects, and it's a domino effect. And last thing, Zach, no, Subway, Zach Humphries, for you, Brett just dropped some weed cookies, a product. I think they're like $100, two for $100. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nice, bro. Mars always dropping the fire. 21 Pause wants to jump in. I know everybody wants to jump in here, and we'll get to everybody. But yeah, quickly, just people are coming in and out on the live streams, in and out on this space, guys. We're here every Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. This has been phenomenal. Yeah.
Zach, and real quick, I saw Paul on the Dione, but Paige is the one that came and was, yo, you saw Paul, you heard about? Yeah, I heard about it a little bit, but I didn't hear the important things. Oh, this is a multi-chain. I'm like, what? And thanks to Paige, finally did something right after 9 months in this space. I paid a Paul. So Paul.
Hey, we'll give him Superverse too. We'll give him Superverse too. He's got two. He's got two.
So if it wasn't for Paige, I wouldn't have paid attention to Paul Chain, to tell you the truth. I'm so busy at that work.
Real quick, some cutting minute alpha right now. If you are banking with HSBC or Standard Chartered, your news will probably come earlier. So if you have the ability to diversify outside of the big four in the U.S., and you have the ability to have an offshore account in Hong Kong with like Standard Chartered or HSBC, probably would be good for your DeFi future. Since I've been consulting with HSBC now for the last year, I just got this for those two. And also, we talk about proof of work and proof of permission and proof of authority. I think there's a new term, and we can earmark it here for this nomenclature on Crypto Breakfast Club: proof of consensus blockchain. Right? Because it's bringing consensus from every layer and every commodity. So why won't we trademark this nomenclature here from my idea? Proof of consensus, right? This would be the first proof of consensus chain if it's fully successful and all its attributes to bring a more monetarium on all the assets together, right? And with banking moving the way that it does. Just saying, you guys, you boys at Paw Chain might want to start using this nomenclature, proof of consensus. I thought that would be the most fitting term. So you heard it here first on Crypto Breakfast Club that proof of consensus is coming, whether you want it or not, especially with a protocol like this, so a blockchain, right? So it's a good thing, right?
I have a few questions actually for Brian and or the Paul team. I know we got a handful of hands up, no pun intended. But I wanted to know, I asked this on your space the other night, and I wanted to bring it back to our space real quick. What are you guys doing for gaming? Because gaming is undervalued right now, and this is the biggest sector in crypto for me right now. Especially with Superverse, AVAX, Zach said he got a bunch of AVAX, and a big catalyst for AVAX right now is gaming, especially with Off the Grid, that new game, that AAA game, one of the first AAA games coming out in Web3, Off the Grid. Everyone's playing it, Dr. Disrespect, any big streamer you can think of, they already have on their, I guess you could say, video game KOLs, basically, streamers, influencers, whatever you want to say. So they already got the biggest. So Off the Grid, and they already did millions of transactions. So what is Paul Chain going to be doing in the gaming sector? I know I asked this on your space the other night, but for the people in our space now who want to learn a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing for that, can you give us a little information?
Yeah, I will. I'll just let you know, first and foremost, we will be friendly to gaming. Just like any other blockchain, people will be able to come and build on our chain and take advantage of that, cross-chain communication, that interoperability. We're already in chats with a handful of gaming projects who are interested in building on our platform. What's great about us is all these other gaming projects on these other chains will get exposure. We'll be connected to them. So, they'll want to come check out our chain and be like, hey, we want to build on your chain and make all these, payments, these assets, these NFTs available. I'm actually going to let 21 speak on this because he's a little more in tune with the gaming and NFT aspect of what we got going on. So I'm just going to toss it over to him real quick.
Hey, thank you, Brian, and thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Zach, for the space paid. Zach from Subway, thanks for having us up. We're honored and thrilled to be here. So, yeah, to touch on that question, the vision we have, imagine BNB versus Polygon playoff tournaments. Imagine being able to bring your cachet from one game on one chain to the same game on another chain to play with your buddy. Imagine eventually being able to build with no ceilings. That's one of the visions that we definitely have for it as well. So the cross-chain interoperability is definitely going to play a big role in the gaming aspect, and that's from the marketing. As you know, we're having a lot of wearables. There's a lot of things, marketing happening in gaming and things like that. But we're more so interested in the interoperability of it all, being able to do what you can on one chain, on any chain in the same exact game. Picture it in the real world. Picture it PlayStation being able to interoperate with Xbox. That's how we vision the end goal for the gaming aspect of Paul Chain. And mind you, too, we have real-time transactions and process times that are 0.004 seconds. So for gaming, that's going to be astronomical. That's going to be a whole new way to build outward for games, and that's the vision we have, and that's what we see. But if you want, I'll continue on to just outside the gaming. I just wanted to touch on a few things that Brian made some great points earlier about the technology. Not to highlight everything that he said, but in one of the ways that we build, he made a great point, and we use this a lot. Blockchain is our utility, right? Most projects, we're not your average project. We are a registered LLC blockchain solutions company. One of the ways we do this is with our off-chain L3 ledger. So say, for example, when we connect to Ethereum, we remove high computation and high frequency transactions off that chain onto our off-chain ledger to be done there. We're not just making our chain less congested. We're also doing it to the chains we connect with, right? He also made another great point about the gasless wallet and being infinitely scalable. How many projects do you know that stand by their word in this space? When we say infinitely scalable and then offer you a gas-free wallet, you better believe we mean that's exactly what we mean, because if not, it's going to hit us in our pockets first, right? This is how we guarantee what we build. We stand by our word by offering things like a gas-free wallet on an infinitely scalable blockchain. Now it makes sense, right? This is how you know we mean what we say, because like I said, we didn't change the wheel. We're not inventing the wheel for the first time. We're simply putting the wheel on the automobile. Blockchain has been around for the longest. All the components that we spoke of this morning have been around since the beginning. We just realigned them and kind of tweaked what we had to make this unpolished gem of ours a lot more mass adoptable. And that's my main point. We talked about mass adoption earlier, but why would a Fortune 500 company want to come sit at the crypto table whenever they're not going to have a profit margin? They're going to have to digest gas. They're going to have to digest wallets. They're going to have to select chains. They're going to have to hire a crypto research department to keep up with ever-changing volumes to decide what chain and what coins they want to receive and accept at the register, right? Not with a multi-chain point-of-sale system. Our multi-chain POS will give vendors the hardware, the software, be able to do everything gasless and record fast time. We have the fastest chain on the face of the earth. Solana came out at 50,000 TPS. We hit the floor running at 80,000 TPS. And remember, infinitely scalable, gas-free. So now these Fortune 500 companies stand the chance to actually gain money. They're not just going to pay all this extra money, digest wallets, digest chains, just to be able to say, oh, I accept crypto. Because remember, we say this a lot. We are early. We are, 1%, 5% of the world of crypto holders? Why in God's green earth would they want to apply to us? Let's be real for a minute. We're big in our space and we're making a lot of noise here. But why would Walmart, for example, want to come sit at our table where we can't offer them any profits? They're just going to lose money. They're just going to spend money to be able to apply to 5% of the world. It sounds ludicrous, right? But that's exactly what we're asking them to do. So we made it different. We gave them a way to make profit off of crypto. Remember, they can accept any local store on the corner can now accept any crypto, regardless of chain, see it in their account, their native fiat, seconds later. This is what we did just with the point of sale system as an example. And this is why it's good for mass adoption. You have to make it profitable. Let's be real. There's only a handful of us in this space on this panel who have ever probably made a real profit off crypto. There's not a lot of profits being made. We pretend like there are, and people and KOLs put that on their feed, but that's not what's really happening. You know what I mean? So that's what we did. We realigned crypto to be more applicable, profitable, cheaper, safer, faster, not only for the holders, but for the builders and for the people looking to one day get into crypto. We talked about contract interactions. Our layer 3 is actually more remarkable, and it can do the things it does because that's where the magic happens. We don't bridge from our L3 back to the L1, then do the swaps. We do the bridge swap bridge from the L3. The world's first layer 3 centric blockchain, as Brian told you. Searcher gave us that title. Our magic happens on the L3. So it allows smart contracts to interact with smart contracts without the middle node. We remove that node. So when you talk about security, you're not doing 3 or 4 transactions through a third party anymore. You're doing one transaction on an owned and operated bridge by Paul Chain that has been audited. That's where your security and your fastness and your infinite scalability comes in, right? So how does that work for mass adoption? We're not going to stop at blockchain. We want to absorb Visa. We want to absorb American Express. We want to absorb medical data networks that they're using to send medical data for HIPAA records. We want to absorb all of that. So starting with different types of contracts and integration is where it starts. We have goals to actually not take over the world like Pinky and Brain, but we want blockchain to be accessible and integratable by the world. And for good reason. You know, transparency is really a good thing, and that works well with medical records. So when you're talking about medical records and HIPAA and doctors, put your stuff on a blockchain and you give your doctor the code, and only you and your doctor can see now. But you can move data up and down that blockchain like never before. These are the end visions we have. It goes a lot deeper than crypto, and this is why the technology is so important. And this is why we reiterate that the technology is for everyone. You don't have to come be in the Paul Chain ecosystem to use it. Pull up to the swap, do your multi-chain swaps, do your Degen plays, go back to bed. That easy, dude. It's that easy. You don't have to sit up, build a bridge, worry about things. You simply log on to the user interface, select the play you want to make, regardless of chain. You see it in your wallet, gas-free, record fastest time in the world currently. I mean, what else more could you ask for as a Degen? And what else more could you ask for as a project? You know, you mint your NFTs on one chain, but you have holders on 15 chains? Come on now. I mean, let's not be permanent cavemen forever. You know, we have to start realizing that, you know, layer 3s and building outward and working with communities, connecting blockchains is the way. If we all stand up together and scream blockchain, those mass adopters are going to hear us, as opposed to us arguing and screaming at each other, Poly over ETH, BNB over AVAX, red project over green project, cat meme over dog meme. We're only yelling at each other in our little crypto Twitter corner. We need to clean this space up a little bit and leave it a little cleaner than how we found it, and make it a little bit more presentable to the people we keep trying to invite in. And that's always been my opinion, and I'll die on that hill. I really think we have an unpolished gem, which is blockchain. And I think that's the heart and soul of Paul Chain is making the power of blockchain usable and acceptable by everyone in this space. And I think that's really our bread and butter there.
Love it, man. That was like a drop the mic moment. You know what I mean? Seriously. I mean, what we've seen the last, I mean, at least since I've been in crypto, 4 years or so, I feel like we're just kind of going through those growing pains of something new and people trying to figure it out. And, you know, we talk about all the time in the space, like what are going to be those big projects, those big applications that make things easier, you know, on people, where people don't have to be overwhelmed by, oh, it's this, and then I got to jump over here, and then, oh, I want to get on this chain. And I mean, it's coming, and I think you guys are ahead of the game, 100%. So shout out to PawSwap today and Paw Chain. Shout out to our other sponsors, guys, Azumi, Ethereum. Shout out to everybody here. And if you guys haven't shared the room, definitely do that. We're a little over an hour in. We're going to keep the combo going, of course. But Zach, I didn't know if you had anything. I mean, if you wanted to jump in with a question, I think Paid had something. I mean, we've all kind of went around. Zach, did you have something for Brian or 21 there? And then we got some hands up too. We'll keep it moving. But guys, feel free to please stay up here on the panel and let's get into it even more about the overall market and kind of where we see things going and organically kind of break things down. Go ahead, Paid.
Yeah, I just have a question from a project launch standpoint. So say a project comes on, right? And they get on to, let's say, like eight chains that you have, even if it's currently or in the future. How does that project, or not the project, but how do you guys deal with snipers on multiple chains? Because right now, snipers, bot snipers and stuff are a problem on any chain. A new project, if you launch it, on Solana, Ethereum, whatever, there's bots that snipe it. But now an issue I see is, okay, I launched on 8 chains. Now I have 8 times as many snipers coming after my project on launch. How do you guys, vet that or, get around that?
Hey, 21, man, I'll let you take that one, talk about our privacy on chain and medbot protection and everything we got going on, because Paid, we got that covered as well.
It's saying there was an error connecting him. Hold on, let me try again.
Oh no, it's fine. I can speak on it.
No, he's here. Yeah, I'm back, bro.
I'll hand it over to him. Yeah, go ahead. Speak on the privacy protection and bot protection.
Yeah, got you. So sorry, Zach, man. If I have to drop, it's because I lose audio after I speak sometimes, dude. Spaces have been giving me trouble all week. So if it's me refreshing, sometimes it'll let me come back in directly as a speaker, but this morning it's giving me trouble. So sorry, y'all have to keep bringing me up. Okay, yes, man, I got
my question.
Yeah, I got you. I got the question. So yeah, the classic MEV bot, steer it from Subway. What do we do about that bad boy? All right, here we go. I got one that's gonna blow y'all's minds. In your wallet, you've got a thing called privacy settings. You can't type in a wallet addy to our scanner and bring up what that wallet holds. Okay. One even better. When you're on chain doing swaps, no MEV bots, no front runners. The only people that know you're trading is the wallet holder. You have to have the transaction hash to go into the scanner to get any data about any swap. So whenever you bridge in your last known data, it might show your stuff up to Paul chain, but when it gets to Paul chain, you are anonymous after that, my good man. The only way they're going to get your data is with the warrant subpoena, and they're going to have to go to the team. So that's basically.
My question was projects launching, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. How do you guys avoid snipers getting the contract when in Solana or ETH, right? I launch a project, there's one group of, snipers on Solana or ETH or whatever in that chain. But now if I'm a project and I connect to 8 chains, now right. The way I'm looking at it, now there's 8 different fucking chains sniping my project, making it harder for people in the community. So how do you guys get around that?
So you're actually going to deploy liquidity in one place, which will be on Paul chain. After that, you're going to deploy your contract on each bridge to that chain. So you're not actually going to be sniped on the chains that you deploy on. You can only be sniped on that one chain, which is Paul chain. Once you deploy there, you're safely deployed, and you're the only one with the contract. And then, mind you, we give you the same contract across all chains. So that's something else to keep in mind as well. But yeah, you don't have to worry about being sniped, brother. Y'all will be the only ones with the contract. So until the contract deployer releases it public, that's the only way to know.
And that's awesome. And you know what? Fuck it, I'm launching a project right now.
Hey, let me tell you, you're behind. You're like 3 years behind these sniping bots. Like the big projects now, and I'm not a big tech guy, but I've been in a few spaces and heard about this and learned. These guys that are launching new projects, yeah, they don't give you the contract address right there and then. But these sniping bots, the guys that are really good, if they know it's a big project, what they do is, if they know the name of your project or any letter or anything on the contract, they will start sniping you with that. And they don't give a shit if they buy 4 of the wrong ones. They want to make sure they get at least the right one. They'll take those losses. That's what I've learned with a few projects that been launched at $300 million market cap right off the bat. Like, they're not worried about the contract. They're worried about all the stuff that the sniping bot could detect. That this shit is going to be launched today with a name on a file
that's a great point. But majority of those clues you're talking about comes from like a Dex Tools deployer, something like that. That's where you go through and dig through the trash and find your clues. So as long as you're staying away from those, which you won't use the Dex Tools on Chain. So, to answer the question and come back to that, you won't get sniped on Chain. But I get what you mean, Mars. I know exactly what you mean. And yeah, it is a problem. So that's why we definitely try to eliminate it.
And again, this is more for projects that you know that it's going to launch a really strong market cap, and for small projects, they're not going to, and they'll take the losses on a few hit. I know some people that they've launched big projects and they've launched like 3 or 4 fake ones just to fake out the bots,
Yep, and you're absolutely right. But yeah, as far as bots can't read our chain. They don't have no way to, because the information is not like Etherscan. You can't, program a bot to our scanner because you have to have a hash and you have to have certain information put in the scanner to get any type of feedback, any type of information out the scanner. So it's not as, I don't want to say the word public because it doesn't sound as transparent. It's very transparent to the holder and the user of the chain, not the bots, if that makes sense.
Let me ask you: does your bot shows even the low buys on the Telegram, like when someone buys with $10, $20? Because paid is about to ape in big on your chain. Paid if paid goes over $20, I'll be shocked. I'm really bullish. I would be.
What's funny, dude? I was in Chain before you were, Mario, and it's been 25. Thank you.
Oh, I may be even more. $25? Oh my!
Mar, I'm sorry I can't follow Toyota Camrys like you and collect a fucking settlement from Toyota every 5 fucking days. Sorry, my bad. Hey guys, I just want to jump in here real quick and just speak about one thing that I thought was really, really cool. That had happened a few weeks ago. I'm sure everybody in here knows who Charles Hoskinson is, right? Founder of Cardano, one of the true innovators in our space.
The enemy of Mar.
The enemy of Mar. Yeah, just a big name, like builder in the space, accomplished a lot of great things. He was in a space a few weeks ago that I was listening to, and the multi-chain discussion came up, and he was saying that the next generation of blockchain technology, what's going to bring everything forward, was going to be the unification and communication of the blockchains. He called it 4th generation blockchain technology. Guys, that's exactly what Chain does. We are that unification. We are that communication to bridge those gaps, to unite the entire space so everyone can still use all these great cryptos, all these great native currencies, and finally be able to communicate with one another simply and easier. In my opinion, I think it's kind of the end game for crypto. Once something like this takes off, we are going to see that mass adoption that 21 was talking about, because it just needs to be easier. It needs to be better. That's exactly the problem we solved. It's the problem we're going to continue to solve as we continue to add chains to our platform.
I'm going to throw one more point in real quick, guys. That Brian mentioned that because something I totally forgot. Paige asked about building. So here's how we change the game. Our language is custom. We use a little bit of Golang. We use a little bit of Rust. We use a little bit of Java. Paul JavaScript, Paul JS, what you're going to use to build. But here's the kicker. You can deploy and build on Chain via Windows operating system, fam. It's no longer do you have to be a degen for 3 years and digest 10 years worth of crypto to build. Web3 came out, was supposed to put the power back in the hands of the people. We kind of fell asleep on it. It got intertwined with Web3 and crypto. Crypto winter came. Some things happened, it kind of slowed down. Now that we have that focus back on the power and back in the hands of the people, dude, you can build on Chain if you are a 9-year-old child. It's very easy to focus back on the building and the technology, which should be the heart and soul of the space. And that's why I definitely wanted to add that in. That'll be my last point.
Really quick. So my understanding is where some of the devs probably are listening here in the space, if you already have a project, you know, and you know you got the token, of course, you don't need to launch or do a relaunch or whatever it is. You could use that same contract if you got a certain, you know, all the control of the contract. You could just, you know, move it to Palm, right?
Yes, absolutely. As long as it's if it's on a network that we're currently bridged with, so BSC, Base, Arbitrum, AVAX, Polygon, yes, and you have control of that original deployer wallet, you can go ahead and launch a pool on Pawchain with the same contract address. Yes.
So in other words, the word I was looking for is, you don't have to call out the thing, hey, we're doing a whole new migration or shit like that.
Yep, absolutely. It can just be a separate pool. And I just want to remind everybody too, we are totally free and permissionless. I think one of the advantages that we're going to have for projects is, you know, they always talk about central exchange listings. When are we going to get listed on a central exchange? As everybody knows, a lot of projects in here, it costs a lot of money. In my opinion, there's only a handful of exchanges that I think are worth it. I think most of them are LARPs. They want to steal your money. They charge way too much money to list on their exchange, fake volume. The market makers are getting in trouble currently. It's happening right now. We offer that interoperability for your project to be available across all these chains, multiple buyers, for free. You just deploy a liquidity pool. You know, not $100,000 listing fee, a $500,000 listing fee, whatever crazy price they're charging. But yes, Smart, that's exactly it. You'd be able to just deploy a separate pool, wouldn't have to do a migration, and you would be live on Pawchain, you know, connected to our networks.
And the CEX point is a great point too. If you're new and listening to this space and you're not sure what we mean by interoperability, imagine your crypto.com app. Imagine your BNB or your Robinhood app. You go to Bitcoin, buy, sell, send, swap, receive. You can back out, instantly go to Ethereum, buy, sell, send, swap, receive. But it's not your keys. It's not your crypto. But with Pawchain, you get the same freedoms, the same liberties, but it is your keys. It is your crypto. We have a functioning DAO that's passed off 2 successful proposals. So we solved the not your keys, not your crypto interoperability problem, basically.
Intensity. Speed. This is what I'm hearing.
Hey, wait, I got one last question before we get to the hands, because this one is it's a friend of mine. He already invested a little bit, but the NFTs, okay, because I asked this before, but I just want to make sure. So it's in the, I don't know if you're building an NFT marketplace or a third party is, or, you know, so you could actually own an NFT and move it around on different, that same NFT on different blockchains. But my question is, what when you guys add Solana, because I know you're working on that, to add Solana and Tron into your network, are you also going to be able to move this NFT even if you want to move, you know, to a Solana wallet or an Ethereum wallet?
Yes, we're going to have a marketplace, a full marketplace coming out, hopefully by the end of this year. I don't want to give you a rock solid date, but I'm hoping by the end of the year, if not beginning of next. From there, it's going to merge into a VR marketplace. And when I refer to a marketplace, I'm not talking about an OpenSea. I'm talking about RWAs. I'm talking about anything you want to assign to a smart contract. You can do it with this marketplace, right? Imagine OpenSea meets eBay. Remember, we talked about power back into the hands of the creators. This is what we're doing. The marketplace is going to foster that, and that's where your NFTs will be able to launch from. Currently, there is a way to move NFTs between chains. You have to burn one, move it over. There's a little bit of a process. We are working on the interoperability aspect of NFTs. So yes, one day you will be able to move them freely, just as you would a tokenized asset or anything like that as well.
I want to get over to Mutasco, and we do see the other hands down there. We'll get to everybody, but there's a lot to unpack here, obviously, and this is, I think, super beneficial for everybody because we're hitting on a lot of bigger macro points and, you know, just kind of where crypto is heading and what we need to see in order to get mass adoption. So I think this is definitely important. I know Mutasco wants to get in here. Go ahead, man. I can't hear Mutasco, but can you guys?
Yeah. No, I can't hear him either.
I don't hear him at all.
Mutasco, take a Yeah, we got you now, man.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. No. I'm going to be quick. I'm enjoying what I'm hearing. Is it 21? Somebody was talking. I can't see my screen. But I do have two questions for you, okay? I mean, we may not be able to exhaust this here, but I'll follow up with your spaces to kind of learn more. But you made a few claims, and I want to clarify. You talked about gasless, and I don't know if you could speak to this, but I'm familiar with the whole gasless abstraction thing. Can you enlighten the listeners on which of these three methods are used to offer the gasless transactions benefit to users? There's three that I know, right? You have the meta transactions, which usually you have to collaborate with third parties, and paying of the gas fee is usually done by the third party on behalf of the user. I'm familiar with this with the design of EOS. If you remember EOS blockchain, what they did there, that mechanic, I'm not going to go into the details, but that's one option. The other option is fee pools. And the fee pools, as we all know, you have to allocate a certain amount of tokens to be able to facilitate that. So on the other hand, I'm a user, I interface, and I want to get through the blockchain to execute a transaction. I don't need to worry about all of that, and that's cool. But there's also a third option, which is a wrapped fee option. Which of these three is being leveraged on the back end when you mentioned the gasless wallet? There was something I had, and I'm just trying to clarify.
No, I got you 100%, man. So here's how we did it. Like I said, we didn't reinvent the wheel. We infinitely scalable is super important to us because it has to be on a multi-chain setup, right? When you're talking about connecting all blockchains, infinitely scalable has to be your number one priority, right? We didn't take the gas fees away. We didn't use any of the traditional ways you talked about. We made it so cheap that we just simply absorbed it. And we just simply said, we'll pay it for users as a thank you for using Paul Chain. Our gas is so cheap because of the infinitely scalability, it's not even a concern. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. We just basically pay it. There's no, we pay it out of our, so basically there's transaction fees coming in. A small portion of that is what pays the gas fees. And when I say small, you're talking 1%, 2% of that. It's super, super incrementally small. So it's not something you might be used to, but it's because we were able to make it so cheap, it's not a concern.
Thank you for that. And this is why I asked that. I kind of assumed that would have been the direction, but I'm not sure if you're familiar with the challenge that EOS had to go through. That again, the idea of micro fees being the benefit of absorbing, there's a question of sustainability there. Because then the reason with the sustainability question is you have to drive transaction demand to a certain level to feel like, hey, we're going to continue to absorb this. But if you can't, what happens then? So there's a little bit of a challenge there for me. I'm going to do more digging on it, but I was curious to understand how, because I remember I was on a space and I think Pump Fund, the co-founder was talking about, they have a grace period where they're going to do this marketplace to allow people to do whatever, and it's going to be gas free or whatever. And it's almost like you're doing a bait and switch, right? You get all and I get the trick. Yeah, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I know where you're going with that. So one of the ways that we can actually guarantee that is with the infinitely scalable. We can bring on. We started off as POA, but now we're a hybrid chain. We're moving towards POS. We can bring on as many validators as needed to keep our congestion down and keep it where we need it to be able to succumb and pay that gas fee. That's what infinitely scalable is to us. It's not a bait and switch. Like I said, we give you a gas-free wallet. So we have to keep that scalability down. It's in our best interest and our gross interest to keep that gas fee down. So that's why we have to honor what we say in order to keep on building, like you said, right?
No, I get what you're saying. Thank you. Go ahead.
I want to get on this real quick too. Just because, guys, the fee structure that we do have in place is built to sustain this. Okay, so it's not like we're just saying, hey, everything's free. Come to our chain, and obviously we need transactions to keep it up. The fee structure that we have on all our dApps is structured to be able to handle this. And like I said, with the way our chain is built, we don't have to worry about those astronomical gas costs that will bankrupt our chain. So like when we built this thing with the fee structure, everything was well thought out of for months. We had multiple conversations inside. Hey, how can we set up these fees to where we're competitive, to where we can compete, with a lot of these chains. Now, obviously, we'll never be as cheap as, say, Base or Solana because we offer a different kind of transaction interaction. But we believe with the interoperability, all the bridge swap bridge that we do, that it's still so much cheaper than the current options that are available. But everything is built to be sustained, to feed into the treasury so we can remain solvent.
And mind you, it's a deflationary ecosystem as well. It's not like Solana where it's inflationary and it has to have the volume to keep growing. We are deflationary. We are very, very super self-sustainable, and that's one of our most bullish points.
I'll jump on your spaces and learn more. I think this is probably not the right space because I can go on and on.
Yeah, I understand, man. I understand.
Yeah, the other question I had with you, and you don't have to answer this, is, with regards to competition in this space. I dig in a lot of blockchains, and I'll tell you one thing. What you described, there's, I don't know if you're familiar with Entangle blockchain. They have what they call the photon messaging protocol, which is internal, and it's all about cross communications, right? They're very innovative in terms of what they're structuring. And when you're speaking, that was what came to my mind. So when it comes to competition, because there's three things that happens within the Entangle blockchain. They have three agents. They have the executor agent, they have the verifier agent, and they have the receiver agent. And so the way that it's laid out and structured, and I know this is a very loaded question. I'm trying to understand whether you recognize that today where we're at, there's a lot of competition on how to capture users. And are you aware of that? And, maybe we can talk about, breaking down, the role of the executors and what's your version of the executor agent? What's your version of the verifier agent? Because all of these mechanics, when it comes to cross messaging communications on blockchains, like what Layer 0 Labs is doing and all that, that's a cool innovation today. But there's also a lot of challenges too with multi-sigs and other things that you are aware of. So I'm just asking you about whether you're aware of the competition and the unique, and I think this is the question about unique differences between what you're offering and what, for example, Entangle, because there's three other blockchains that I can mention, but I'm just using Entangle blockchain as an example and saying, what is unique? Why should I use Powerchain versus Entangle? That's the question.
Sure. And I've got, and like you said, it is a very loaded question, so we're not going to dive into it fully out of respect for the space, but I'm going to give you some examples on how we kind of differ. Listening nodes, our L3, our layer 3 does have listening nodes to listen for transactions going in, transactions going out across all chains to combat things like price arbitrage. Those are going to be AI as well based. So we've got things, we've got newer things. We've got our off-chain ledger that also does computations that makes things more. I spoke of it earlier. You might not have been here. We have a layer 3 off-chain ledger that removes high computation and high frequency transactions from not only our chain, but to the chains that we connect to as well, to not only, alleviate our congestion, but the congestion that we're also going to bring. So our technology is not only in our ecosystem. You know what I mean? The technology that we use and we spread that out to different ways. And I know one of the most bullish points that I think will combat like the user adoption, the user interface and the user experience. When you sit down in front of your PC, you don't have to learn any of this. Everything, all the magic we spoke of today is all on the back end. The user never sees any of it except for what crypto they want to select, where they want to see it, and it's in their wallet in record fast time, and it's gas free. So we do have things, and we don't have one thing that's going to combat and say, hey, this is better than everything. We have a combined ecosystem, kind of like a Voltron robot, right? When you build it up, it makes one big robot. We have a combined ecosystem that actually makes it and comes together when everything's in tandem. makes it, I'm not going to say a better choice, but maybe makes it a more efficient choice for user needs and for builders needs as well. We didn't focus on one avenue. We hit multiple avenues as far as mass adoption, but mainly our two avenues of approach and build, and who we're building for are the builders and the users. And that's what I think gives us our edge over many other chains out there.
I shut up. Zach, take your space. This is very interesting, though. I mean, this is what keeps my brain going, and I want to get in your spaces now.
Let's talk more, man. Let's talk more. Shoot us a DM. We'll definitely set one up, brother. We're always here for the questions, and this is what we love to do, man.
And we are going to have, Paul with us for a little while too. I mean, so I think what we kind of worked out is maybe like once a week for the next month. We'll bring them back in for right now. So it's been amazing already, man. We've learned a ton. I'm sure a ton of people listening on the lives across YouTube and X. I'm getting good feedback over there too, and everybody here. Great representation too on the space today. I know a lot of that coming from the communities there from Paul, Azumi, and Ethereum. So shout out to everybody, man. This has been amazing. We got about a half hour left still in the show. Paige, you got something for us? I didn't know if did you still have a question, or what do you got, bro?
I did have a question, but I do want to give some time to Zumi and Ethereum. So I'll save my question for another day or for another moment. But definitely, Paul Chain, yeah, like it sounds really good. I want to see how you guys play out, especially when it comes to gaming. That's going to be my biggest area of interest when looking at you guys continuously. We're seeing what you guys do with gaming and how developers and gaming studios jump on your chain. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Everything else is great, trust me. Like I love it, but gaming, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see the games, what we're doing, who's doing what and where. But I want to get to Azumi.
Hey, Paige, real quick, before we get to Azumi and Ethereum, just because it's logistically makes sense here, I realize that Max Z Mole has Paul in his description there, so there might be something. I'm guessing he's a community member, so just logistically makes sense. We'll go to him real quick, and then we'll go up to Azumi and Ethereum.
Yeah, sure. Appreciate it, guys. So I'm Max. I am with Naked Mole Token. You heard a lot of technical stuff from the Paw guys. Time for a little degen. We are the first meme token to totally launch with our LP on Paw Chain. We started around mid-August with a 2K market cap. We ran it all the way up to around 1 million. Lots of support from the community. And again, Paw's small. We're still a niche chain, but we've had a lot of positive feedback. We're kind of corrected a little bit around 400K market cap right now, but we're still building. We're not going anywhere. Some of us team members have put together a fund called Nemo Fund, and we are buying actively projects that launch and using it to help the chain, but also to grow Nemo and to do some buybacks, do some investing other ways. We've got plenty of ideas. So we are a meme. We're here for fun. But we're really bullish on Paw, really bullish on everything he has to offer. It's been a great experience so far.
Love it, bro. I ran head first right into a shill, dude. That was sneaky though. I like it. I appreciate it too. That was nice. That was nice. I'll give you that. But no, bro, appreciate you coming up. Azumi, what's going on, man? You guys set all-time highs yesterday. Amazing. We saw it almost touch $1 million market cap yesterday while we were live. Want to hear from you guys. I saw you guys on some spaces all day yesterday. I know you guys been grinding. So what's happening?
This is exactly why when we were
I feel like you're coming in and out, at least for me, bro.
Yeah, he's dead. That's exactly why he went silent.
Azumi, maybe drop down and bounce. Wait, we might have you back.
Wait, he dropped down. Hold on. We'll bring him back. Azumi. Oh, did he leave the room?
We'll get him right back up.
Some of these spaces have been wonky, man. I don't know what the hell is going on. It seems like they're only getting worse.
Yeah, and I actually did have one quick question from the audience about the fees, Paul Chain. Are the fees variable? I just got that. Just real quick before we get Azumi back up here. Wait, who just took the stage? We got to get Azumi up here. Hold on. But yeah, if you guys can give us just are those fees, those transaction fees variable or are they fixed?
Yes, they are slightly variable. Not much though. Like a swap, if you come to the Paul wallet, do a swap. It's gonna run anywhere from like $1 to like $1.50. So it's not gonna be crazy variable. And like I said, it's not gonna be based on congestion, so it'll always be the same. What's great about the way our fee structure is built though, as we gain that adoption, all those fees can continue to come down. So eventually you'll be able to make swap for pennies and cents. To do the bridge swap bridge is a little more because there's a little more computation in there, but it doesn't vary much, based on the transactional load. The fee structures are slightly adjustable, but for the most part, they remain fixed, and they will also come down as volume and adoption picks up on chain.
Love it. Thanks for that. Yeah, I had that question for someone in my DMs. But Azumi, you there, bud?
Oh man, I can't hear him. Can you guys?
Azumi. I can't.
Neither can I. These spaces are definitely rough right now. Yesterday I had to relaunch the whole thing. That's the worst when you have it set up and scheduled and then it doesn't launch.
What is this music?
I just played it in the background. I don't know. I wanted to feel like I was back at some club in Czech Republic or something. I have, bro. I'm well traveled, Paid. You're not the only one, man.
With this fucking music.
Bro, we're floating, man. We're just floating.
Yo, that like that video I posted earlier? Izumi, I just invited you as a speaker, by the way, so just accept that. Yo, Zach, like that video I posted earlier, that's the little carpet being rolled up.
Bro, that was killing me. That was funny as hell, bro.
That literally looks like where I live. So,
that was killing me.
Izumi, you ready? What's up? Oh my God, Izumi, you're killing us. Izumi, almost $1 million market cap. The fucking speaker. Doesn't work.
Yeah. Azumi, I would try to just get out of the whole X app and come back, bro.
Or restart your phone. Izumi, restart your phone.
Yeah, good point. A restate or like power to restart your device. Normally is a good hack.
Yeah. Let them do that. We'll get to Ethereum real quick. We got a bunch of other hands. We do have 20 minutes left. We might extend it a few minutes to make sure Zooming gets the time and Ethereum gets time and everyone else has their hands up. But we'll go to Ethereum next, I guess. Zach, is that cool? That's what we're doing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey everyone, it's been so good today. So on us first, we had a mean competition. We were pushing it because our whole narrative is make poor people rich. So we are going to announce the winners, and hopefully some guys are going to win. Well, for them, it's a couple of months worth of salary. We're going to give it to them, because some of these guys.
Look at you, salary. That's crazy. Salary?
What the fuck do you call it over there? Where's it? Wages?
Y'all get salaries?
Fuck salaries.
We're just giving out a salary. Only on the Crypto Breakfast Club are we giving out straight up salaries to people for being in our space.
Yeah, but we're all pre-rich. These guys are, some of them are poor, some of them are pre-rich. So hopefully we can help some people out for real, help them out, and help them sustain the families for a couple of months just from a fucking meme contest. And so we're going to have a space in a short while. I threw it up there in a Jumbotron. But right, Paul Chain. I want to speak to our team because I am personally very interested in having our projects on Paul Chain, having it, that liquidity there and being able to purchase it everywhere else. Also, Brian, I'm going to hit you up as my doxed profile. Ooh, a doxed profile. I'm going to send you a DM because I know this is Ethereum, but fuck it, I'm just going to say it. I also represent another project that is GameFi. With a AAA rated game dev, used to it on GTA and Red Dead and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to hit you up on a docs profile later up, so don't delete me, don't spam me. But yeah, we're going to announce our meme competition winner, and we're just going to keep running with it. Our whole thing is memes. The community is growing and growing and growing. I was checking the stats today. There's more people engaging. What we don't want is people to just join and go, I'm just going to sit around and wait and do nothing. We've targeted being like early ship before, when it was good, before it got a bit crap and everybody had jobs and everybody was chilling and having fun. We want it to be like that. So thankfully, people are starting to join in the conversations. There's less ball sacks. If people were put off by ball sacks, they still exist because it's DeFi and people can put ball sacks if they want, but there's a lot less of them. We're toning it down because I don't know, we're family friendly token, or we're supposed to be anyway. But that's us. Yeah. We want to speak to Paul Chain. I'm going to tell the team that that's what they decided and see how they feel about it.
See, this is what the Crypto Breakfast Club is all about: connecting, family. Not a lot of the spaces you're gonna get, the alpha, but the connections, but the more alpha. Paul Chain's at fucking 10 mil. If they pull off everything they say, I said this in that space the other day, not financial advice. I'm looking at Billy's. Looking at, you get a AAA game studio coming through and using Paul Chain to do whatever the fuck they're doing. Guess what? You're going to imagine Rockstar waking up and saying, hey, Paul Chain, we're going to use it. Hey, billions and like Donald Trump, billions and billions of dollars. Not financial advice, so I can't guarantee anything.
Can I add something real quick to that page? I know Zach Humphries, you've been in this space for a while, man. We used to be part of another project prior to this, and I remember everybody here, I remember from way back in the day. So we've all been here 3 or 4 or 5 years. To be here on this panel today and be able to connect with each and every project and say, I can help you. I can help you. We can help y'all. We can help y'all. We can help you, dude. And actually be able to mean the shit. It's sorry, not to curse, man, but it's a new feeling, and it's the most humble. And I couldn't be more grateful for it ever in my life. Like, it is absolutely a pleasure to be able to connect with each and every project in crypto Twitter and say, we can help you all. We have the solutions you need, man. That shit it's a good feeling. That's why you hear it in our voices, Brian and myself. This is why we get so bullish. We overrun time limits and stuff. It's hard to hold back, man. We are excited to be here and thankful. So each and every project, if y'all want to hit us up. Let's fucking build, man.
100%, bro. Yeah, the space has come a long way. I mean, just from when I got in, and I still consider myself relatively new and learning every day, but I feel like it's growing up. You know what I mean? The investor, the average investor knows so much more. We've seen just a lot of the hate and the bullshit kind of subside, I think, especially going through this last, bear market. And I think a lot of it is, hey, if you had the balls to kind of stay in the game, you were meant to be here when the times are good again. You know what I mean? So definitely seen it grow up, and it's good. It's a good thing. It is a good feeling. I agree 100%, bro. Ambidextrous, you had your hand up there for a minute. I know you've been waiting. You want to jump in? We're waiting for a project to come back, but definitely want to give you the stage here.
Also have Blinky dropped down. Blinky his hand was about to fall off.
Pate, if you interrupt me one more goddamn time.
Catch me outside. I just wanted to actually compliment the POS team. They really represented today. They got me a little soaking wet, not for the wrong reasons. Just I spit some of my coffee up with some of the things that they were saying. It was really impressive. I mean, they're speaking my kind of language. Having a history in the EOS and wax blockchains. I was kind of curious how they were going to accomplish this feeless wallet. And essentially, they're taking care of the fees on their own, which is great. But how they even explain that made sense to me because I have a history there. And then moving forward, what they're trying to accomplish, I'll be here every time you guys are here. I want to hear more about it before I speak up on it. But really impressed with what you guys said. I'll be looking more into it.
Shoot us a DM, man. We got shield spaces each week, dude. I'd love to have you in one. And any project here that wants to come shield with us, man. We have shield spaces for the smaller projects. Hit us up, dude. We'll help you show your shit.
All day. Thank you.
Mar, what's good?
You know, when I used to not anymore, go to Club 11, okay? Everyone would look at the pretty girls, not me. I would look at the lesser pretty girls. All women are pretty. I always look at where everyone is not looking and what they're looking for. And you know, we've been talking about all this tech, which I don't even understand fucking 95% of it. You know, maybe Butasco will teach me a little bit in the future. But the one thing I know, you probably got this, Zach. You know, the most I was impressed with right now is that Paul meme coin that came up here. Right, and I don't know if I heard that right, but are you telling me that you are on a $500,000 market cap? Blockchain is at 10 million. I mean, that's fucking impressive right there. You know, that's impressive. And you know, I'm always looking, and I know about it. You know, if I'm talking about it, it's because I know about this already. It's how they have a few projects holding really strong. So this shows you something, guys, that. You know, it's impressive. It's impressive. And to be holding a $10 million market cap, but you have projects holding almost $1 million market cap, that tells you about the community. And that's why I always say I'm always looking where everyone is not looking. When I go to Club 11, I look for the girl that's, you know, not super pretty because she's going to give me the best customer service. I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. And I'm retired, so if you come to Miami, I'm not going to go to Club 11. I go play dominoes. I go to the park. We go walk the dog. You know, shit like that.
Dude, I'm going to start calling it customer service from now on, man. That is, died.
Oh, my fucking God.
I'm going to call HR right now.
Oh, shit. That's funny. Larry, what's up, man?
I just wanted to tell everyone I dropped off with Steve from the PodChain team because we have some things cooking, and he explained to me about their their memory-based recirculation of transactions and how the chain actually works. So now I'm even more impressed because I had some questions that I wanted answered immediately, and he got on and we talked about some things, and they are committed to what they're trying to do, and I just wanted to say, like, there's not very many people that would drop off of a chat. I would never be so excited to drop off of a chat to ask some direct questions, and he wasn't fazed by it. So shout out to Steve and Brian. Steve really broke some things down to him, and he answered the questions correctly for me. And I wanted to say that it probably wouldn't be a bad conviction play. Based on the ethics, for me, that's very important. So, and we have some similar background in trailing. So, yeah, gonna give credit to Paid first, but then I'll give credit to Mar for it. And I would say that it actually is just the shy, pretty girl that didn't get much attention, right? Because she's shy, but she's beautiful and ready to go. So I wouldn't say that she's the ugly girl, Mar, or the less pretty girl. I think. It just needs a little.
Hey, I said that the less pretty girl, but all women are beautiful.
Keep in mind too, we're not minimal. We're not mintable, so supply shock's inevitable.
No. What I'm saying is, as far as the technical concerns and a lot of how the chain works, I think a lot of people are curious, just like Ambidextrous brought up, and I was very curious about because I had already looked in, like I told you, but there's more explanations given, and expect to hear some more things from myself and Steve and Brian. And I guess I'll be having some more discussions with the rest of the PodChain team on my day-to-day job. So excited about that. Stamp of approval as far as transparency and answering my questions immediately. Very few people will do that. So I'm happy to say that they take all fades, just like most of us here. So no bullshit. So I appreciate that.
Let's go. Michael, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? How you doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. What's up, Breakfast Club, man? You guys dropping like it's hot. So I got a quick question for Paul, but before we get to that, man, no wonder why I got problems with customer service all the time. They're always frustrating and stuff, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes they want to answer. Sometimes they don't want to answer. Sometimes they put somebody to talk to you and help you out. Sometimes they don't. I feel you, Mar. Customer service, huh? Good category. But other than that, yeah, thank you guys. So what's up, Paul? How you doing? Hopefully you remember me in the other room the other day. I came to you guys' space. I'm here now. What's up with the Breakfast Club, coming up and talk to you guys, asking you guys questions. So I know Matasco has a lot. I do too. I'm only going to ask, I think I asked this question, but I'm going to reiterate it again so I can get a little bit more clarification. I'm going to say it a little bit different. So I heard you guys are doing fees on transaction for in the future for, gasless, right? My question is, how many people are the main devs of PAW? How many? Is there one main dev? Are they doxed? And how are they getting paid? Not subcontractors, not hiring people. Because the other day I asked this question, I was like, oh, nobody is getting paid, and we got a lot of people on the team, and this person, that person, and this team is huge. I'm like, wait a minute here. Can we get a little bit more clarification? How many main people are on the paperwork for PAW in general, and how is PAW generating money to pay those people?
Well, I asked that with Steve.
Great question. Go ahead, Larry.
I want to tell you, this is what I'm really impressed on. I said on this space that I have concerns with EVM chains because their language is very based from protocol to protocol. That's why it's EVM, right? It's Ethereum virtual machine based. And what he told me was one of the best answers I could have ever expected. They have 2 full-time engineers that are security engineers that are looking over the chain full-time. And they have a 12-hour delay or a 12-hour forwarding process that they do in case a transaction or an exploit is found. And they have, what Steve told me is they have 40 full-time engineers. I'll let Brian in 21 answer that, but I asked him this exact same question, not about how things are paid, but how many devs they have full-time, because we're giving the back and forth. Like, this is my shining car, this is your shining car, should we roll them together, or should we trade, etc., right? But he addressed my main concern, because I asked that. He was listening. Not very many people may have listened to that, because that's the boring but technical parts. I asked him, how do you deal with all the security concerns on different EVMs? And he said, we have 2 full-time engineers. We have a 12-hour delay and 12-hour forwarding system that can, freeze a transaction or provide recognizance back on doing a post-mortem or a due diligence report. But they have 12 hours to freeze a transaction or to find recourse on their their back memory-based transaction system from an A to B. That's kind of very different than most protocols, and they're able to do it because the architecture for PAW chain is not shared with any other. It's not like most of the EVM based chains or zero knowledge chains now. It's based on very unique architecture. But now, Michael, that you brought up the payment part, I think that's quite important. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I had talked to Steve about these.
I'm sorry, Larry. I'm still getting the question, my answer to my question. I'm just trying to figure it out. How many people are on the team in general? Not engineer getting paid full time. Who's the damn owner of the token? How many people are like Satama? Satama had 5 devs. They could have 100 engineers all year long. That's fine. I want to know how many people are on the damn dev team and how are they getting paid? How? That's what I want to know.
Okay, so no, great question, man. So it's talking about transparency. Obviously, we are an LLC. There is a dev team. There was a founding developer. We are KYC Gold verified to CertiK. So 10 to 12 of our top guys are KYC'd at the fullest extent for security reasons. But this project started, guys, as a full-blown passion project. Our head developer, very successful in the past with his previous developments on some massive multi-billion-dollar chains. So he obviously has been well-funded, done very well for himself. And he started and is self-funded this entire thing so we can avoid VCs by having them come in and dictate the direction of our chain with these big investments, hold us to certain obligations to just try and increase their value. So I know our head dev is into this chain for obviously millions of dollars. This stuff it's not cheap. That's on the development side. Obviously, those developers, people on team are being taken care of. And then, once the ecosystem is self-sustaining, it will move to a model like that where they're getting, paid out of marketing wallets, like things like that. We have certain wallets for these things in the future. That's on the development side. So our head founding dev and his team have been taking care of that on the money aspect on that side. On the team side, on the front end, every single person on this front end in our Genesis team and then on our sub teams, we are not getting paid. This is 100% passion, 100% voluntary, 100% organic. We're doing this because we just believe in this tech and what we're building and want to move it forward. And obviously we think that, being a part of this project in the future is going to, be beneficial. It's going to really take off in this space. And, that's kind of what keeps us motivated, keeps us going.
Thank you. I don't mean to say this one more time, but how many people are on the actual dev team itself? How many? Can I get an answer?
There's 5 sub teams of developers, and 21 can help me out with this. Each has
5 sub teams. 5 sub teams. So how many people in general of all that?
There's right now that I think there's about 30 to 32.
So there's 30 to 32 sub teams and the main. There's not like a main people besides the sub team?
No, not a sub team. There's 5 to 6 teams of developers, each one obviously focused on a different aspect of the build. 30 to 32 full-time developers in total. Each one of those teams has a leader of what they're working on, the branch, the L3, API integration into DEX tools, all these different things that we're building.
Okay, so 6 people basically, and nobody's getting paid. That's why I'm just trying to go over what my answer was last time. I'm just trying to make it real quick and easy for it because I got a lot of investors, a lot of people who want to do this, and I'm trying to get to the answer. How many people are actually on the owner of the team, the LLC on paperwork, not subcontract, not IT, nothing like that. I want to know who's the main person if the shit hits the fan, not a subcontractor. Who do we talk to in general for building, not a subcontractor, because some contractors are here and IT are gone. I want to know who the main people are, how many of those main people are there, and how exactly are they getting paid. If they're not getting paid at all, that's fine. I just want to try to figure out for my investors in general. And I got more questions about the chain and stuff like that next time. But yeah, thank you guys. And thank you, Zach.
Hey, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead and hop in DMs. We can have a further discussion because I do have these answers. I can get more of them. Like I said, there are 10 members KYC Gold verified on the team to CERTIC. So if something does hit the fan, they would have to answer to the proper authorities like that. So I can give you some more information about getting into these questions further.
Hey, thank you, and let you guys know, not a show. I do run a space Monday through Friday. You guys can come in, we can chop it up, ask more questions.
Sorry, guys, I had to drop out for a minute. Michael, to answer your question, there is 6. So it's the same as our multi-sig, brother. We have 8 core team members that are on our multi-sig, which requires 6 signatures. So on the LLC registered, we have 4 of those members. Paul Kishi is going to be our founder, the gentleman that Brian spoke of. But on our LLC registered paperwork, we have a CEO, CFO, and I want to say 2 other positions. So on the LLC paperwork, you'll see 4 registered team members. Brian was correct. 10 to 11 docs team members, including him and myself. And we have what was your other question? I'm sorry. Go ahead and touch it again. I have an audio connection. So
Nobody's getting paid. How are you guys getting paid?
Nobody's getting paid currently. No. The devs have token liquidity tokens locked for whenever the time comes, but they cannot. They have been paid, but they cannot sell per contract until a certain point in time, which is well past 2025. All utilities must be complete, and the project must be in the possession of the DAO before anyone can do any type of selling from the dev side. We have, as Brian mentioned, we have compartmentalization of 70 plus devs. So roughly we're at about 72, 73 devs, but they're compartmentalized into departments, and that's how we get things done. But as far as your core team, nobody's getting paid and nobody's selling right now.
Thank you guys for the question. Sorry, a little complicated trying to get my answers or whatever it was. Maybe it was understanding.
No.
Yeah, just trying.
I got him in, and I'm sorry. I keep having to freaking drop, dude, and come back up, and I hated to leave Brian up here by himself. I was trying to get back up. That's all apologies, but absolutely great question, man. Brian hit the nail on the head. We've had one guy drop a few million in there. We don't do VCs. We don't do pre-sales. We don't do any of that good stuff. We are free to build what we want, how we want, and where we want.
Yeah, thank you. And you guys have a wonderful day. We'll be asking more questions, and hopefully you guys take it to the moon. And I like the tech. I like the idea and everything you guys have going on, and keep it pushing, man. And one other thing. Yeah, hopefully if you guys do customer service for Mar, he's going to be calling all day, every day, just FYI. He loves customer service. I don't know why. He just tells that to everybody. But yeah, have a wonderful day. And thank you, guys.
Because you could curse them out of customer service.
But Michael, Steve did tell me how much they spent on their chain so far. If this will help, since I know the line of your $2 million so far on the chain, which is considerable. And that's no VC and no outside investment. So they have a $2 million for infrastructure and real liquidity. That's huge. So I just wanted to add that. I had a pretty deep conversation with Steve. So I'm sorry I didn't answer your question exactly in line, but they have spent $2 million of their own money on the chain by itself. None of the other infrastructure, not swap, wallet, etc., just on the chain. So I would say that's a considerable play, regardless of all the other information. So.
And mind you, this our project founder wasn't someone who just came up with a great idea. Obviously, this was his baby and his brainchild, but he's been part of dev teams. Some of them we're very, very, very familiar with. I'm not going to say them, but of course we're very familiar with. He's worked on numerous teams. So along his 30-year career in crypto and blockchain tech, he snagged up friends here, friends there, came up with a great idea. I was like, you know what? I've got the damn manpower to actually put this thing together. And that's how he did it, man. 2 years. He stayed nitpicking his people, built a great team, and that's the team that built us. Brian, myself, we're Genesis team members. We're also marketing and growth leads. We were handpicked by them, and that's why everything we do is compartmentalized. We take that same business model because people are like, how do y'all build so fast? Because we're not running around with like chickens with our heads cut off. Everything is compartmentalized. Section A doesn't know what Section B doing. When then we have a department in the middle who synchronizes everything up. So it's really a thing. It's a song and dance, but it's a beautiful, beautiful symphony. And I couldn't be more humbled to be here. But that's, to kind of answer your question. And I know people out there are wondering, how do they get this done? Well, there you go. It's a freaking global force of 70 plus devs that have worked on previous projects that had the same idea moving forward. We took existing problems and solved them. We didn't create a whole new problem to create hype to say we have the answer. We answered the questions that were being asked right now in our current space, if y'all haven't noticed already.
Yeah, we want to get to Zach real quick because Zach has to drop down and come back up. Zach, and did we have Coco? Coco's hand, his or hers, is going to fall off. It's been up for like probably an hour. Apologies to you, Coco. Just shake. You can put your hand down. I got you next. But let's get to Zach real quick. Zach, you good? Can we hear you? Zach, I can't hear you still. Zach has a crazy question for a Paul chain. I can't. Can anyone else hear?
I can't hear Zach, man. I've seen him. I see his mic come off, but I can't hear. I don't know if he's talking to us or not. I feel bad. Please, someone, if anyone does speak to me, please tell me.
Drop down. He'll come right back up. Coco, we're going to throw it to you real quick and then go to Zach.
Who cares about Zach? He's going to cheat it anyway. So,
Hold on, he's back. Oh my God, it's stage full again. Zach Humphries, bring up Zach as co-host so I can get back on stage real quick. Hang tight, guys. Technical difficulties. Elon can send a fucking rocket to the moon.
Hey, look, let me remind y'all, we pay $8 a month for this, y'all. Don't forget, we're paying for this service. Oh man, I've never felt, and I don't know how to feel about it because I'm here just as much as y'all, signing in every day, trying to get in spaces. Oh, I love crypto Twitter, but oh man, the method of madness.
Zach, are you good now? What's going on? Yo, bro, Zach, I can't hear you again. I'm sorry. Zach dropped down again. Yo, Coco, where did Coco?
Yo,
tell him to use the chat box and tag you.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could just DM us on TG paid in our group. Here, I'll hit him up over there.
Yeah, Coco, what's up? We're gonna go to Coco. Coco, how are you? What's happening?
Hey, KM. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Zach. Thank you for having us paid. Expo Mutat, everybody. Good to be here. Yeah, I've been waiting, but it was very interesting, actually. I mean, these conversations are pretty cool. Listening about all these CGD tokens, all, on some meme coins too. So I jumped in because I saw my man Brian right there working for Chain. Yeah, good to see you, man. Where you are generally, it's a good conversation. I knew that was a good thing to do. So yeah, let me introduce myself briefly. Well, my name is Crossover. My real name is Yassine. I am a doxed dev of Coco, Koala AI. So Coco is a meme coin on Solana chain that has been launched 8 months ago. We have around 20,000 holders. We just made a new all-time high yesterday at $86 million after long accumulation and correction and construction, and you know what it is. So pretty unique project. I'm very proud of to be the dev of it with a hardworking community. So basically, what we are is a meme coin with a koala. We look a bit like Pepe, and I mean, it's funny because when I say this, I always remember that we have onboarded the Pepe dev. It was just before the last pump, I mean, there is a reason for everything, right? So we're a meme coin based on the koala, and we have also an AI. So it's not just AI in our name. We have developed an AI from day one for fun. We generate memes. We can koalize any image. We can also switch faces now. So a lot of new things, that we are providing to the community so they can have fun, share the brand. And we are on 4 exchanges right now. Last one was Gate, and we've been mentioned by HGACSS just yesterday. So I believe, great things are coming, more are coming. I'm going to be myself.
Coco, I love this. DM me. Yeah. We'll get you a sponsorship and we'll get you on the show. Trust me. You're going to do way better if you just DM me or Zach or the other Zach. Because a lot of people have the mindset of Paul right now. And this is, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of this is going in one ear right the other. And to give you perfect clarity on how, to really get this going, DM one of us. I'm going to be perfectly honest. You can keep showing if you want. I'm just going to be honest with you. And then Zach's back up.
No problem. I think I didn't get it. Yeah, it was especially for Paul today. I'm sorry because I didn't mean to bother you.
No. It's all good. Yeah, I'm just trying to help you out. Trust me. If you want people to pay attention right now, it's going to be.
Yeah, like the coyote is like like motherfucker. Okay. I'm going to DM you, Zach. Thank you very much.
No, appreciate it. Yeah, DM myself or the other 2 Zachs to get that going. Because I like the art. I'm not gonna lie, I like the art. Coco, the art is good. But I know Zach from Subway has his hand up. But yeah, definitely DM one of us, and we'll get you right. We'll get you right. Don't worry. Zach, you had a question. Are you working now? Is it working? Dude, Zach, I cut off Coco for you, and you're just silent. Like, what are we doing, bro?
I was hoping. I was like, shit, I can't hear him neither. I didn't know if it was just me or you.
Hopefully, Coco learned. Coco deserved that chill, man. He was holding that up for like an hour, bro. But hopefully, he learned a lot in this space, and he goes multi-chain with Paul. You know?
Yeah, I mean that. Listen, to me, honest, it doesn't make sense if they can successfully pull off multi-chains, tech. It makes no sense to not go multi-chain with them. That's just my personal opinion, not financial advice.
And the one thing I do want to say, real quick, for the space answer, because I'm getting ready to go to work. The one advice I could give blockchain, which they're aware of this, but sometimes you could fall. It's always value your tokens, your coins. Give them value. Don't give them away, especially to exchanges. Fuck those people. Everyone knows here how I feel about exchanges and fucking market makers. Make them buy your fucking coins. That's why I've been bullish on Casper, even though I have a hate-love relationship with them. They made them a lot of those exchanges buy their tokens. That's why Casper went crazy, and that's the secret sauce. Bring in volume to decentralize. I see many meme coins, many projects out there that they have more volume to these decentralized data exchanges. Fuck them. All they want is your coins. Then dump on the community, bring FUD, and all those motherfuckers on the Telegram asking when listing. All they want to do is buy the rumor, sell the news, So be smart about it. Don't fall for it. And get that fucking U.S. exchange, like I've always said it. If you could get into a U.S. exchange, that'll be massive, because when the bull run hits, we want those U.S. people not to use a VPN. Whales don't want to fucking come in with a VPN. They don't want to invest $100,000 and trust a VPN. They don't even understand crypto, and you're going to tell them about a VPN. So try to get into a U.S. exchange. But even if you can, don't give away your tokens. Make them fucking buy it, That's the way these charts really pump hard when exchanges have to buy the fucking coins, and we become the VCs, the ones that got in early.
And just as a point of reference too, we have 12, 13 projects deployed successfully on blockchain. Y'all might be familiar with Bob on ETH as well. One of the they were a meme token, stayed building through the bear market. They're probably one of our most successful projects out there. So we've got some resumes for sure.
And I'll speak to that on not paying for the exchange listings. Absolutely not, Mar. I'm on the same wavelength. They're going to have to buy our coin to list us. I'm a big DEX guy. In my opinion, I think most of these central exchanges out there are going to fail within the next 3 to 4 years. Only the strong will survive, similar to the dot-com boom. And, it's just, they're scamming. They dump projects. They just want the volume. They use market making to manipulate charts, all these different things. And another thing that we're not using team coins for is paying calls. We do not send any of our spare funds to these calls to dump on our chart. It's just, we treat these things like gold right now. We're non-VC funded, so we have to be very cautious how we spend these things. And I'm sorry, don't get me wrong. There are some good calls out there. There are great influencers out there, but a majority of them will just take your money and run. They will pump your project. If it pumps a little bit, they will dump everything at once and won't even say thank you. They won't even continue to push your project. They will just move on because of what they do. So that is not our focus. We are very, very protective over our coins.
Love it.
Yeah, I have to say this. This is very important, and I think it will be a learning lesson for a lot of people. I heard Larry mention a number. Just to be clear, guys, nothing in this space is guaranteed. Everything is an experiment, okay? Ethereum started as an experiment. In fact, Gavin Wood and Vitalik were instrumental at the early stage of Ethereum. We can always refer to Ethereum because it's a good model, okay? But what I would like to hear you say, Power Chain, is maybe have this information transparently out there. The reason why I'm saying this is when Larry said 2 million, I almost fell off my chair. You know why? I can give you a dozen list of projects that I know, right? And hey, this in the Cardano ecosystem.
I don't know if you remember Ardana. Ardana was like a stable coin, kind of a decentralized finance project on Cardano. They built. You know how much they spent? $1.8 million. Okay? And it was for expenses, whatever that is, team salary, all that crap. $1.8 million before the Iraq pulled and left and said, oh, Cardano, it's difficult to build, and they're gone. 1.8 million gone, okay? And I can go on the list. What I would like to hear, and this is very important, and again, you don't need to take whatever I say because everything I say is just my opinion and how I feel. So it's kind of biased, okay? So take it for what it is. But I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to be a question you're going to get. I had Michael ask it, and I know why he asked it, right? Because he referenced Saitama and Sidechain. And one of the things that I'll tell you is I get in spaces with developers most of the time. I ask questions. When I ask questions and I don't get the response that I like, I don't go out and set a space and start blasting. Oh yeah, this blockchain is a shit. No, I don't do that. I never would do that. I don't care. I don't have time for that. I just move on. We all invest with our money, and we have to be wise on how we allocate, right? So what I would like to see, and I haven't looked at it yet. Maybe you already have it. Apologize if you already have it. But when it comes to transparency on this cost, you have to put it out there so somebody sees it. And if they're coming to ask you, they're asking you additional layers of the question, right? Because again, I just gave you a good example. Ardana, 1.8 million, close to that 2 million Larry just mentioned. But you have to understand that if you have a structure, and I've said this in many spaces, it just usually doesn't make sense to people. I can't tell you how many times I've said this on spaces about Sidechain. I'm like, your foundation, your structure. Because if something happens, there's a community, and the community of people, they've done nothing. They're just supporting a project, okay? If you claim to be building and you're spending your own money, that's a risk, right? If you remember the onion peel, Mark Andreessen has this onion peel. You have the founder risk, you have the product risk, you have all these risks. So when you mention blockchain, there are layers on the onion that you have to peel. So it's not one thing that can disrupt it. You can have the best tech, but the challenge always goes back to the peels of the onion. And so you want to be able to put all of that out there. You say, okay, the founder this, that does this, that. We have a foundation, this is how it's structured. This is how we're spending this money, this is where it's coming from. It just helps people that are discerning, that want to make a significant, participation in the network, because in crypto, you opt in by buying the token, right? So this is just a word of, I'm just putting out there. I mean, I'm learning, I'm trying to understand, but sometimes if not, it can create its own external negativity, right? Because people are going to use, okay, I'm referencing Ardana. It has nothing to do with blockchain. Somebody may mention another blockchain that maybe didn't make it. They just poof, they're gone, right? And that would kind of send a negative vibe to people that actually are inclined to your tech, but they're like, I don't understand. You get my point. Guys, I'm just saying this out of just hearing what Larry said, and I had to put this in there. This applies to every blockchain, by the way, Polkadot, all that, Solana, all that crap, right? Everyone has their own problems. You cannot say we're immune to this problem, because if you say that, then I'll say you're full of it, and I just move on. Because I'm saying, you're saying 1 + 1 is 5, and I'm saying 1 + 1 is 2. We're not going to agree. Have fun enjoying 1 + 1 is 5, okay? And I'm just saying, just as my opinion, okay, guys? Because I had 2 million, and it pushed me off my seat, and I had to say that, okay? Ma, I'll catch you in another space. Larry, we'll have to talk about Litecoin, because you got me energized, but I couldn't say anything there.
Real quick, Larry, before you go, Brian, you see what I spoke to you about the other day? I just gave a friend of mine the contract, because he's planning of buying. Let me put not disturb. All right. So he's planning of buying blockchain, right? So I send him the contract, and he asks me, "Oh, you send me the BNB, send me the Ethereum." No, it's the same contract for all the tokens, and this is what a lot of people don't get. You know what? I'm going to call him out. It's Kova. He's down there. He's my boy, and he just asked me, "You gave me the contract for BNB." I'm like, "No, it's the same contract for the same coin." So now he was so, wow, really? He's going to buy even more now because he's more amazed. Like, wow, how do they do that? How were they able to do that? So yeah, you know. And also, I saw Annie down there. You know, she's from Palm. I didn't see her come back up. Maybe she was a little afraid of paid. I know that paid could be a little bit intimidating sometimes. I know that paid could be a little.
Yes, Annie is one of our Genesis team members. She's my counterpart. She's our counterpart.
Is Zach trying to speak again? Bro, I think.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck you, Elon, and fuck you, Mark. I heard what you said. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Yeah, I got a question for Pa. All right. Let's go back to the basics here. You have the best utility. Everything's great, all gravy and all, but it's hard enough to get some fucking average user to use Uniswap. How are you going to convince them to go over to a layer 3? Like, what is the plan to onboard people? Because you can have the best utility, but if no one knows about it, how are they going to use it? What are you going to do different than like something like Shibarium or what they're doing? How are you going to onboard the next million users to make your blockchain flourish? Do you know what I'm saying?
Easy.
That was my big question.
User interface, man. We got that one tackled down. User interface, bro. When you sit down, you're not going to all the magic we spoke of today. When a user sits down, 9-year-old user, whenever they sit down in front of the PC screen, the only thing they're going to need to do, go to the Paul website, connect their wallet, simply select the crypto they want to purchase, regardless of chain, and select swap. And it's just like a normal swap. You know what I mean? It's simplicity. We reduced the transactions from 3 to 4 on your average bridge transaction to one transaction. So we made it kind of user friendly. Our user interface for the website is man, for the wallet, it's simple. It's just like every other wallet you previously used. So all the magical technology that we discussed today is all on the back end. You don't have to select bridges. You don't have to select anything. You will never interact with any of this technology. The only thing you're going to interact with is what DJ play you want to make at 3 a.m. You're going to wake up, select it, see it in your wallet, fastest transaction time on the face of the earth currently. You're going to do it gas free, and you're going to go back to bed and wake up, and hopefully your bags are on the moon. It's user interface, man. There's a lot of technology we spoke of today that took about 2.5 hours, but your experience with that technology is going to be minimal. That's why I give the example of your BNB and your Robinhood, your Crypto.com app. It's the same thing. We don't see any of that stuff in that app. We just go to Bitcoin, to Ethereum, to Poly. It doesn't matter. You can send, buy, sell, swap, receive. It's the liberties, the freedoms, the ability to move about from chain to chain without having to worry about setting up bridges or malicious code being inserted. All that stuff is a thing of the past. So really, it's the user interface.
Nice. Now, I haven't dived deep into it yet, which I'm going to. I'm just finishing closing my hotel, so I'm going to deep dive into Podchain. But do you have instructional videos for the average user on how to do it, where to go, stuff like that?
Absolutely. We got a ton of videos on YouTube, on our X account, on our website. Everything has links, walkthroughs, how to use our swap, how to create a Paul wallet, how to do all these things. And I want to speak something more to your question, Zach, because it was a great question. How do we get people to use it? 21 explained the user interface being simple, easy to use. I think it's going to come as well with success of projects like Namo, like that one that came up and did that quick shill, the first project on chain. We actually have another project that just launched Friday called Paw Dog. They ran from a 5K market cap. They're currently sitting around $180,000 market cap. So as these projects come on, start having success, they are talking about it. There are sub-telegrams now of these communities under the Podchain umbrella that are firing up. So every one of those communities is going to talk. Every day, new people come into that Telegram. Hey, how do I buy Paw Dog? You know what their next question is? What's Podchain? What is this? And then all those people explain to him, hey, this is what it is. And that chain reaction is going to be taking place from the success of the projects that build on our chain. Does it take some time? Yes. In my opinion, it does, but it's the right way to do it. And it's how you build sustainable growth and get name recognition and your name out there in the space.
Perfect. Yeah, I can't wait to dive into it, because for me, simplicity is key. You got to make things simple for people, or they get frustrated and they won't come back. So I'm excited to dive in. So awesome. Thank you for the explanation.
And I'll give you my last example for it, man. Earlier we talked about it being a beautiful symphony, and that's exactly what it is. Whenever you're sitting in the symphony hall, you're not looking at each instrument on what it's doing, what note it's playing, where it falls into the scheme of things. You're just hearing the beautiful tune. And that's what Pulse Chain is. The user is going to sit at the back of that symphony hall and enjoy the music. They never once have to identify the instrument, pay attention to the notes. They don't have to do any of that. Close your eyes, lay your head back, and enjoy the opera and enjoy the symphony. That's why you're going to hear beautiful music. And that's my best example I could probably give you.
Yeah, one really quick question, really quick, guys. I'll shut up about Paul for this week. Hopefully, we'll talk in the back channels about getting you guys back on the show next week and week after, and see how that looks. But my question is, if someone wanted to provide liquidity to Paul and or another project that is on Paul, is that possible, and how? Because some people want to make money not by necessarily just holding the token, but adding to the liquidity pool on a project, on a chain or the chain itself. So is that possible? Just a quick,
Absolutely. Paid, I'm currently doing it right now. I have a PAW USDC pool set up on the main chain, and I also have a pool set up in one of our meme tokens. It's simple. It's easy. You go right to the wallet, hit add liquidity. Right now, it functions just like Uniswap version 2, so it's a 50-50 split. You provide 50 PAW coin, you provide 50 of that native asset, provide liquidity. What's great is the rewards are airdropped to your wallet. It just gets, it builds up based on transactions. I am big into liquidity providing. It's something I researched about 11, 12 months ago. And guys, I have done very well doing Uniswap liquidity providing. I did it for PAW Chain when we were in ERC20 before our migration. And I turned about $10,000 into about $140,000 just in passive income over the course of like 9-10 months. I recommend everybody in here understand liquidity. You will become a better trader. You'll understand price impact, how automated market making works, how the price of pools, like a lot of people think they 100x. They got into a 5K shitter. It runs to 500K. I'm sitting on 100 grand in my wallet right now. Good luck realizing those gains on a pool that has 40 to 50K in it. The second you start to sell any reasonable amount, that chart is going to tank, and you'll be lucky to realize 5 to 10% of those gains. So I have an idea of liquidity. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
Well, sorry, man. You get me with this fucking conversation, because this is one that me and Zach from Subway. You need to change your name.
Mark. That's literally why I brought it up. Actually, we haven't really talked about liquidity yet.
Liquidity, man. And yesterday I was in a space, and there was some guy talking about doing 2x's, 3x's, and people were laughing at this guy. I'm like, yeah, but he goes in, with $1,000, $100 grand. But he goes into projects with liquidity, and that's what a lot of people need to, understand. And I learned that the hard way when I did a 100x. I'm like, holy shit, this is the price impact I get if I decide to sell even 25% of my bag, because I want to get paid, But one question I do have, Brian. I know that you have a wallet right now. It's a web wallet. You're working on, going and taking out the wallet on the App Store. I was recently, I'm on a project that they were able to their marketplace wallet, like MoonPay, and investors also just come in straight up with the U.S. bank account, like a debit card, and even buy with using, I believe, MoonPay and Apple Pay, And it's the regulations are getting easier. The banks are accepting more crypto. Before, I used to get rejected all the time, even with MoonPay. Are you guys going to add that feature right away when that wallet it's released? Or even I don't even know if you have it now, so I'm probably talking out of my ass. But MoonPay is something that's becoming even easier, and you can bring in the people into crypto. Just don't worry about having to move crypto into the wallet. They could just buy there, and then
Yeah, and dude, that's a great question, Martin. Yes, we are going to have a fiat on off ramp system like that, utilizing something similar to MoonPay when our wallet app does launch into the app stores. We're very cognizant, guys, on our team about legal ramifications. There's a big hurdles regulation wise when it comes to fiat on off ramps. We do have lawyers on retainer that we do converse with and talk to all the time. It's why when you look at our main account, we're very careful about what we post, what we talk about as team members. We are very cognizant of these regulations, and we're ready for what's about to happen. I know a lot of people out there, I don't think they're ready for what's going to happen. I believe this is going to be the last unregulated bull cycle in the crypto market. And the hammer is going to drop about 2 to 3 years from now with regulation and these things that are going to be coming. And if you're a project who's unprepared, you're going to get caught with your pants down. It's already happening with a lot of market makers, GotBit, a few others, the Saitama guys. That's just the beginning. People are going to start getting arrested. They're going to start getting charged. I think a lot of these central exchanges are going to be into some hot water. A lot of them are getting sued already by the SEC. That's a little ridiculous. I won't get into that. But yes, we do plan on having fiat options to onboard.
Great stuff. We still have hands. I mean, Zach, I don't know how much longer you guys want to go. We still have hands. I'm getting questions in my DMs also. I do want to save some for like the next time that you guys are available to come on. We'll talk in the back channels about that. But Zach, do you want to keep this going for a little bit? We're already half hour over. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I can. I got it listening, or I got it in the background. I'm doing some other stuff too. But real quick, we can definitely keep it going for a bit. I just posted and put it up in the Nest, guys. This Friday, we're going to have a Caspa mega space. Again, we had one of these before. It was super, super dope. Man, it was awesome. So I think it's going to be super well attended. This one is going to be sponsored by one of the top KRC20 projects, Dag Night Dog. So definitely want to come check that out. I know Mar will be in the house asking the hard-hitting questions, seeing what the fuck's going on about getting a swap.
I'm gonna drink my Viagra.
Take some extra. Hey, bro, I want you coming in with high T, bro. You better be taking like triple the dose of your testosterone pills coming in there ready to go, bro. No, but in all seriousness, guys, it should be a freaking epic space. So Friday, same time. So calling all the Caspa people, if you guys know and you're in those circles, let them know. I wanted to post that one early and get it flowing on X. And then I'm scheduling right now kind of another mega space for tomorrow, a meme coin mega space. Unless you guys have another idea, is there something we should be covering, Paid Zach? I mean, anybody up here, is there something we're missing? Something that would be well attended tomorrow? What do you guys think? It's hard to tell because you never know where the market's going to be by tomorrow. You know what I mean? But I'm always trying to get some interesting shit rolling. If you guys got ideas, let me know. I'm about to make that right now. We can always flip it and change it. But that's what we got cooking for tomorrow and Friday. So just a heads up.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, sounds good. We should do a whole space on why Mars sucks at slippage. Other than that, I think you're doing good, Zach.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, listen, Paul, for a lot of projects that can come on the show from a utility standpoint, like I'm not going to get into memes because, memes are a separate beast, but from a utility standpoint, you guys seem pretty fucking legit. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, you guys sound like you got your fucking, I's dotted and T's crossed, and it's refreshing to hear a project come in and have everything ready to go. Like, it's like I don't have to fucking search for it. They don't have to search for it, blah, blah. It's like, no, we have the answers here. It's all here. So, love to keep talking with you guys in the back channels to figure out how we can keep moving this forward. Because I think, I still got a bunch of people in my DM for questions. And, we can't do another, 2 hours today. And then, tomorrow we might be on a different subject. But, I think let's talk in the DMs and keep this going. Because, the further this goes on, the more questions people are going to have. And, we want to be able to get those people those answers right here in the Crypto Breakfast Club. But we definitely thank you guys for being here and all the time you've given us. I see Larry's hand up. I see H Bar for Life came up here. OX Kendu came up here. So we're going to get to those guys also. But do you have any, I don't want to say closing statements, but do you have any closing stuff you want to add for Paul right now?
Go ahead, Brian. You can go first, brother. I'll take after you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And first and foremost, I want to thank Zach, Paid XP, Zach from Subway, all you guys for hosting this space and having us on your platform. Appreciate the time to let us dive in, answer questions, and get to the technicalities of this. It means a lot, you know, like with tech, with utility, it can be boring. People get buried. They don't get excited about it. But utility season is going to have its time, guys. In top 100 cryptos, I think 13 or 14 are memes. The rest are chains and utility projects. So, you know, it's important. It's great. These questions were awesome. And definitely we will be back to talk more about this. We'll work something out in the back channels to keep going. And guys, follow Podchain, man. Give us all a follow. Check out our Telegram. DM with any questions you have. We will answer any question possible. If we don't have the answer, we won't BS you. I will find the answer. We will get you that answer to the best of our abilities. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate the time. I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day.
Real quick, Brian, that's you're always you've mentioned this before, and I know that Zach Humphries also has mentioned this before. You're always counting how many meme coins are in the top 100. I mean, stupid question, but why are you guys so, always talking about, okay, we got 13 meme coins down the top 100. Okay, we got now 14. Why is that?
I just use it as a point that utility projects will be successful. You know, majority of them in that top 100, I think we get kind of washed in this meme coin market right now because that's currently what we're in. Meme coins are running right now. It's their time. They're getting all the exposure. And I feel like a lot of times the utility projects get buried. So I mentioned that, you know, in the top 100, guys, it's still a majority of utility projects. I know people have kind of forgot about it. You know, they kind of don't want to pay attention because meme coins are doing their thing. But we're going to be here. We're going to be here multi-cycle play. We're going to keep building. And that's kind of why I mentioned it.
Yeah, I just get the feeling that we're gonna have probably more meme coins in the top 100 in this bull cycle. It's just crazy. And listen, meme coins are gonna be your utility. You know why drop a meme coin? Why drop a meme coin in one blockchain or they decide to do 3 or 4 with different contracts when you could just drop it, you know, on one blockchain, universal, basically meme coin, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And Brian, if you could DM me in the back channels, I'm definitely interested in doing liquidity providing for Paul. I mean, guys, you know, not financial advice. If Paul does do some crazy numbers and the volume gets crazy, you're at a $10 million market cap right now. The potential to make a bunch of money by providing liquidity is on the table, not financial advice. So I'm definitely interested in that. So Brian, if you could DM me either on Telegram, via my Telegram, or here, that'd be great.
Hey, you know who you need to get into the space? The Cardano girls. Don't listen. Don't think I don't do my homework on Cardano. Don't you underestimate me with Cardano. They're beautiful. You should get the Cardano girls.
I'll message them.
Maybe the worst. Maybe the worst CEO marketing. You know, you could get him in here too. You know, and then we could get Bar in here. You know, he could mention about multi chains and all that. You know, but you gotta at least start with the Cardano girls, man.
I'm just gonna say my piece real quick.
Yeah, I got you. I'll send them the message.
Thanks so much for having us, man. I really enjoyed this space. Mars is a character, man. He's been in a few spaces with us. I love being here with him. But thank you, Zach. Like I said, man, we've been in the same space for a long time, even though we just met today. So appreciate you having us up. As a project, Brian and myself, look, we're supposed to be here as well as another Genesis team member. Annie's down in the crowd. Definitely, man. Blockchain is our utility. If you're tired of building the same ways you've had to build in the past and you want to do it cheaper, safer, faster, holler at us. Let's link. We have the solutions. The technology is available now. We don't have to stay the same primitive cavemen we once were. You know, we have the tools now to build cheaper, safer, faster. So let's take advantage of it. Like I said, we've got testimonials, we've got projects live, we've got the data you need. So yeah, let's definitely build together. And that goes for cross-marketing. Let's make this space cleaner than how we found it. That is our main goal. whether it's the technological side, whether it's the educational side. We have a thing called Paul Academy coming. We're here to educate as well. It's not just about us and our eco. We want to leave this space a little cleaner than how we found it. That way the building continues even after all of us are gone. This is our goal. And this is why we want to connect communities and connect blockchains. So definitely holler at us. Let's do some building together, and definitely look forward to the next one. It was a pleasure being up here with Brian, and an honor, and thank y'all again.
Appreciate you, bro.
Oh yeah, Zach, I was gonna ask, did you have anything, or does Zach from Subway have anything for Paul specifically? I know we have HBAR, Larry, and Kendu, and then maybe we can wrap it. Like, we're already a little over.
Yeah, let's just hear from the last three speakers. We'll wrap it up for today. Tomorrow's space is already up, guys, so go ahead and smash that. Friday's space is already up as well, so smash that. Just want to real quickly before we go down to I don't know the order they were in there, paid. Does it matter? I mean, we'll get to everybody. We'll go Kendu, HBAR, and then Larry here in a second. But just want to give you guys some numbers. I mean, a lot of this stuff is like data driven from us, man. So we're excited. Like, this thing's growing. And it's thanks to all you guys for showing up. I'm looking on the back end of my YouTube channel right now. We'll have over 2,000 views on the YouTube live here, well over 2,000. And we do get replay on that. We'll have up to about 1,000 people live with us on X at one point or another. And the space itself should be, by my count, well over 1.5K. So, I mean, you put all that together, man, we're really growing. We're doing some awesome stuff, and it's thanks to everybody who's coming in here every single day and people spreading the word about the Crypto Breakfast Club and what we're doing here on X. So appreciate everybody, and it does not go unnoticed. So appreciate that. Kendu, what's up, man? HBAR, and then Larry, and then we'll get up on out of here.
Hey, what's up, Zach? Always a pleasure to be invited up to your space. Paid XBO, hope you're having a great day, and hello to everybody. I see the title here, Hunt for Gems. Just give everybody sort of a quick little update on Kendu. Sentiment's really good. If you do a little TA on the chart, the chart is like a really good price right now at 30 mil market cap, down from like 280 mil. So, if anyone was interested in getting an entry or doubling down on their entry, like now looks like a really good time. The support is like really good. Sentiment's been really good. We've been having spaces with Dev Miyazaki like every other day. We had one just today. I had 150 live listeners. The vibe's really good. The Army is just doing its thing, just grinding, working, spreading the awareness, and getting ready for when the bull market really kicks off. I think Kendu's going to be in a very, very strong place. I just think it's a great gem. It always has been a great gem, but especially now, where the price is now, the TA just looks like some really good entry points. So hope you can join the TG. Hope you can get involved a little bit, because it's just old school. Nothing too sophisticated about it. You just spread the awareness. Kendu is the brand. There's no utility, but there are some interesting things like with the NFT marketplace that's coming out, Kendu Chads. And so I'm confident the Army is not going to let anybody down. Very high conviction group of folks that are there. We're just grinding it every day, and to see what happens in the coming weeks and months. So, short and sweet. Thank you for having me, Zach. Paid XBO. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Zach, I'll let you get in there. Zach, here's the thing real quick, because I know where you're going. I want to say this about Kendu real quick. And also, guys, don't leave the space until the end, because I got some gems for you from yesterday that are flying. I'm actually pulling my best Zach right now. I'm taking some profits off some stuff, but leaving some in there too. I'll get to that in a minute. But here's the thing with Kendu, man. I found Kendu around a $2 million market cap, guys. It's been my biggest win in 2024. All right. I found it around a $2 million market cap. It ran up to 250 million. And insane, right? And I right now, full disclosure, guys, I'm all the way out. I love the community. I love a lot of the people in there. But quite frankly, man, I've been kind of turned off by some of the things that, the dev has done. And that's okay to have that opinion. A lot of people are afraid to say that or whatever, but it is what it is. And the one thing about DeFi is you don't have to answer to people. You could just do what you want to do. And that is what it is. And I'm not here. Don't take this back and run with it in the Telegram. Oh, Zach's flooding our project. Don't be a fucking person like that. Okay. I'm not. I hope it goes back to 270 million. You know what? I might get back in, but I think what we can learn from this is, man, it's one thing to go out there and be front facing every day, but you got to go about it the right way. You know what I mean? You got to go about it where like it's constructive, and you're not hurting others while building people up. And I'll leave it at that, you know, and when, because people get turned off by that, you know. So I respect the hustle, I respect the grind, but there's a way to do it right, and there's a way to do it wrong. And from an investment standpoint, people get turned off when they see certain things that they don't like. And so I'll leave it at that. Zach, I'll let you jump in because I know you're chomping at the bit too. But listen, last thing is, there's a lot of great people over there, and I don't want to. I'm not saying this to hurt you or whatever. And I'm sure I'll get a bunch of little comments. Oh, you're fudding my bags. Okay, whatever. You know, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, no doubt. I just want to clear up the comment I saw in Kendu. I guess the exchange did send back the tokens, so that's good. We'll clear that up right now. But on the flip side of it, I still think the dev's an asshole completely. I love the community. I think they show like no other, tokens will show that community is strong. And just remember, you don't really need, especially a meme project, you don't need a dev, to really make the token strong. I think Kendu and the Chads, all that stuff, they can really push it. But I'm turned off by the dev completely. Even when it came on the space and the whole promotion thing that he doesn't pay for, promotion or any of that shit, and then saw it on the shit magazine, all that shit. To me, he's a liar. So I don't like the dev, and I don't really give a fuck if anyone says it back to them. But I love the community. I think they're great. I'm not trying to fud bags, but on that flip side, I think Kendu will eventually come out stronger. I think if they just put duct tape over the dev's mouth. But that's my personal opinion.
And isn't that the case for so many projects too? Like, so many projects have these fucking amazing communities, and they have so many good things going, and it's just like it's that one person who just can't get out of their own way. It just happens a lot, man. Happens a lot.
Hello, everyone. Manish, stop it. Manish, stop. Manish, stop. No.
Hello, everyone. Let's
quick comment. If I can just say one quick comment on that, like, yeah, Miyazaki is definitely like an enigmatic figure, and people like that, they may rub people the wrong way, and I can respect that and appreciate people's feelings of that. For me, I just sort of have my blinders on. He's like a motivational figure for me and for many people in the community, just to keep like working.
But bro, and I hate to interrupt, but I don't want to lose this point. You just told me something that I hate hearing. You have your blinders on. Like, I don't know where you are in your position and where, but it sounds like you've kind of just gave yourself up into this cult. And this is the energy and the thing that I don't like to see. And you could do whatever you want. You're an adult. I'm an adult. We're all adults. But this is what gets people wrecked, man. This is what gets people wrecked. Like, did you not see what happened with Saitama? Did you not see what happened with Shinobi? Did you not? I mean, and we all learn from these mistakes, right? And I don't know how new you are to the space, how long you've been around. This is just my take, man. You can't have your blinders on. You got to look at things for what they are. And you got to be diversified. You can't go all in on this one little meme coin over here. I mean, the chances of that working are 0.0001 out of 100. That's just my take, man. And hopefully you don't like take the honesty for something bad. I'm trying to do good here and give you my take on it. But
and Zach, I just put in there, the final straw for me with Kendu is when the dev put that image out making fun of retarded people. I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
to call everyone that doesn't buy Kendu a retard, like,
yeah, and Zach,
not funny.
I was in Mike's space yesterday and we were talking about that. Like, I don't care either way about Kendu. I'm not for it or against it. I'm neutral. Like, I'm fucking Switzerland on this. But the one thing that I didn't like, he said, if you invest in anything that's not Kendu, you're quote unquote retarded and you won't make money. Okay, so I'm not going to invest in Bitcoin. I'm not going to invest in Ethereum. I'm not going to invest in any of the top 100. I'm not going to invest in any. Like, stop it. Stop it. And that post to this day is still up. And
bro,
listen.
That's
where I drew the line. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, 100%. That's just not true, right? But I mean, I'll say this. I've said this quote again, and I love it. It's Naval Ravikant, somebody I really like. And you guys, if you guys don't really, a lot of you guys, don't know me, but I'm like pretty philosophical with shit, and I don't know, I whatever. But the thing that he said one time that resonated so much with me, and I hearken this back to like crypto so much. The biggest winners of this decade that we're currently in right now, with all these new changes and all this shit happening around us, crypto, blockchain, AI, all this shit that's changing rapidly in technology. The biggest winners of this technology, and you can even use this from an investment standpoint in cryptos, the people who are willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn the fastest will be the big winners. Let me repeat that. The people who are able to learn, unlearn, and relearn will be the biggest winners. Shit's changing at a rapid rate, whether it's within crypto, whether it's AI, whether it's whatever it is. So if you're moving in this space, or if you're moving as a business person, you're moving as an entrepreneur, you've got to be willing to adapt. That's really what he's saying. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. And these people who get hung up, and I'm not singling you out, OX Kendu. I don't want you to think that. I'm saying this as like something that I think could help everyone. The minute you stop learning or stop seeing things for what they are is the minute you give up your edge, is the minute you start losing in this space. You've got to be able to move on. You got to be able to see something you don't like, make a move, and forget about it. Like, so I'm not saying, again, do whatever you want to do. I'm just, this is from my perspective, why I decided to exit there and get out. So, and why I exit a lot of other projects. There's certain things where, whatever it is, it comes up and you move on and you make moves accordingly, because a lot of us, myself included, made the mistake of just believing that it was going to be okay or everything, whatever, you fail to see things that are right in front of you. Who knows, right? Who knows what will happen? Again, I hope Kendu reverses and goes back to $1 billion market cap. I truly do. So there you go. Manish, what are you doing?
Manish, what's up? I'll give Manish a minute. Hold on. Give Manish. Manish, what's up, bro? Let's hear. I want to hear from Manish. Manish, what's going on, dude? Now he has cold feet. See, this is what you get. Now he has cold feet. Oh God. Let's go to Matt. We haven't heard from Matt yet at all.
Wait, I do want to say something real quick. I understand the depth, and all that. I read about it, but man, I'm still holding back of Kendu. Just the community is, and you guys said it here, and I'll say it again. Man, those guys, I would tweet anything about Kendu, and that shit will go fucking viral. Like, even fucking, one of the most viral fucking tweets was Kendu. They work, man. They work, and yeah, man, you're 100% right. If it wasn't for certain things, this thing could have been way up there, especially how strong the community is. Maybe it's just time to, whoever is really strong in that community and has a high seat could just go and talk to the dev and say, look, man, you just, you shit the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And look, anybody could change. Look at Donald Trump. He's been way less than the last time, and Donald Trump is the king, And if you notice, Donald Trump ain't as crazy as he was in the last 2 runs. So, yeah, maybe that, but I do like the community, man. They're strong as hell. And there's I don't want to say hope, because they're still a strong project, I think it will still go up, But yeah, I sold, a big amount of my bag. I'm still holding something because I just believe in the community. And maybe you could just, I don't know, CTO or whatever it is, and then go multi-chain,
Yeah, real quick. Hold on, real quick, guys. Hold on. I gotta stop right here. We're gonna stop right here. I just went into the Kendu chat just now, and the first thing I see is Zach is talking shit about Kendu. Guys, this is literally what we're talking about. Literally what we just said. Go listen back. When this speech is over, I want every motherfucker in this room to go listen back to Zach saying he wants Kendu to succeed. He wants it to go to 270. He wants to do this. And what's the first motherfucking thing I see? And this is what pisses me off. And now I'm a little upset. This is what pisses me the fuck off. He literally just said he wants Kendu to go all the way back up to 270 and beyond. And the first thing I see in that chat is, he's talking bad about Kendu. You know what? Motherfuck Kendu. Fuck Kendu. I don't want to hear about Kendu ever again. You guys are done. I'm sorry. That's me. That's a paid XPL. We can talk in the back channels about it, but fuck Kendu. This is the exact shit we were just saying on this space. We literally just said, hey, you know, we don't care about Kendu. We think they're a great community. We think they're strong. We think all this stuff. We think they can go back up. We don't like the depth. I go in the fucking Telegram chat talking shit about Zach right now about what he's saying. Kendu can get fucked. It's on a recorded space. That's from paid XPO. You can fucking go to the bank with it. I don't care. Don't care. Go to the bank with it.
That's not true. That's not what the
Dude, I'm looking right at it, bro. No, wait. First of all, I'm looking right at it. This guy right here, and I can pin the picture for a screen capture. It says right here. Zach is talking about. Hold on. You're about to get muted, and I don't care. I'm looking at the message right now. I'm in the Telegram chat. Zach is saying a lot of bad things about Kendu right now on this space. And people are saying, what the fuck are you talking about? And it says it right here. He's like, oh, go look at this space. It's like, dude, we're not talking negatively about Kendu at all. We're literally saying we want it to go up. We're literally saying there's things we don't agree with the depth. Personally, I'm neutral. I told you guys, I'm Switzerland. I don't give a fuck about Kendu either way. You guys can fail, you guys can succeed. But he literally just said, we want you guys to go up. And the first thing I see when I go into Kendu space, just to see if there's anything going on, not even about our space, is, oh, they're talking about Kendu. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, come on.
Come on.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's one person or two people. It's the sum of everything. Like he literally, the thing he just called out on this space, on a recorded space, is we don't want people going back to Kendu and be like, hey, we're flooding your fucking bags. Because that's not the case. Especially me, because I don't give a fuck either way. He literally said he wants you guys to fucking go to the fucking moon, go back to 270, and he might even get back in. And the first thing I see in that Telegram, Zach is saying bad things about us. It's like, dude, fuck off. Like it's like, what else do you want us to do here? And again, I'm neutral. I don't care. But the fact that we just literally said, hey, we're with you guys. We don't necessarily like the depth. Zach from Subway even said the same thing. He's like, I don't like the stuff they're talking about, the mentally challenged people. We don't like this stuff. And the very first thing I see when I go back in the Telegram is people talking shit. I'm over it. I never want to hear about Kendu on the stage again. You know, that's the sound of the gavel. It's over.
Okay.
All right, let's keep it moving. Matt, what's up?
Hey, thanks for keeping the spaces going. I've been listening to the whole thing. Very entertaining. I'm buying a bag of Kendu, by the way. Because
I like it, man. It could do well. It could do well. Seriously.
Absolutely. Whether the energy is good or bad, I mean, the energy is still there. So the chart could go parabolic just because the thing gets negative energy. But I just wanted to touch base real quick. I just had a conversation with another buddy of mine who is also in crypto. So going back to Nero, right? Like the Nero battle earlier in like September, I went back and looked at my wallet. So I aped into Nero CTO on August 20th. And that original bag told me, had I sat on that coin, that actually would be worth somewhere around $220,000 right now at today's market cap.
Oof.
So when it peaked at 900 million, I didn't even do the math. I just about got sick when I saw that. And remember, I faded Nero CTO because I went into a spaces that their dev was in, their CTO dev was in, and I didn't like the way he was talking. So I went against my own trading principles and made an emotional decision. So I got out and then I got back in. And when I saw the crazy volume that was going on between that battle back in September, I was buying into both of them, aped back into CTO. And then I heard a rumor in one of the spaces that said it might be the wrong one. So then I split that bag in half and put half and half into each Nero coin. Fast forward at 164 million, I faded, I dumped, I cheated, I soft-handed, whatever. I still got a 10x, but I dumped that bag and I'm like, whew, I'm out because it's probably going to go to zero tomorrow because that's just the way my luck is with meme coins. But it didn't. It went to like 330 million the next day. So when there's a meme coin in a community, I'm not saying good or bad for either one. When there's energy there, that thing could pump. So hearing you guys talk about Kendu, I'm having a flashback right now back to Nero CTO going, wow, that's like the same sentiment I had with Nero. So I'm not championing for Kendu, but I'm saying I am buying a bag right now as I mute.
No, I like it, man. And listen, dude, there's no telling in crypto what could happen, and I hope they do well. I just wanted to give my thoughts on kind of the situation and why I decided to get out. Here's the other thing. I mean, for right now, that's not even to say I'm out forever. But when you get in something at $2 million market cap, I mean, that's a little different equation too, right? I mean, so it's a little different. It's always a different situation depending on the investor and what the what the overall portfolio is and all of that. So yeah, people are going to talk, man. Pate, I appreciate you, bro, but just let it go, man. People are going to do what they're going to do regardless, man. It's all good.
Yeah, I let it go, Zach, to be honest. And I want to say one thing to Matt. Matt, because of you, I got into the wrong coin yesterday that Zach brought up on the space. And I was like, oh, nope, not this time. I'm in both now.
I seen that. Yeah, so actually, speaking of that coin, kitten with hat. So the one Pedro called out yesterday at 5 mil, it's shot up all the way to almost 10 mil yesterday. It's sitting just under 8 mil right now. Very interesting. There's so much volume going in there, like 2.4 million in volume here the last 24 hours. So I'm actually in that trade. I took my initial out. I got in at 5 mil right when Pedro called it, and got my initial out and just kind of watching it. It's on Solana. It's interesting. Tons of volume though these last 4 days or so. But hey, guys, I do want to wrap this thing up. I'm setting up my new office today, so that's exciting for me. But I got a bunch of shit to jump over to. But Larry Mutosco are here, and I want to get them final words here, and then we'll get up on out of here. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah. Well, Zach, I just wanted to say tonight's been a colorful night, and like everyone kind of mentioned, it's easy to get into your emotions either when you're portraying your analysis or your opinions, and also when we're talking about projects and everything. Even answering question, and it's hard. It's easy to get caught up in your ego sometimes, right? We're all guilty of that, based on consensus or not. But there are some things that are pretty common sense, like we said here. Going back to the beginning of the space, whatever flavor you choose, that's you have the right to choose. That's a beautiful thing, right? And look for things. I just want to bring a couple things. Look at time, a duration of a protocol, and look at MVP. Minimal viable product. With all of the things that are being brought up here, it's not financial advice, but look for a working mechanism, right, in the field. And I just want everyone to know that this phenomenon, these terms and conditions in your banking apps and your banking UI are not by mistake. They're coming because I guess the water is bluer on this side of the pool. It's something that's happening, and we're early, right? We have the ability to choose, but to go back, we had talked about exchanges, and we talked about market makers, etc. often here. But use your common sense. Oftentimes, just common sense, it can figure things out. And the people here, our peers, are smart people, but you always have the ability to choose, right? And I just want to say, I think everyone here is just really passionate about what they're doing. And when they're speaking on something, it's research and it's analysis, and also it's who they know and not what they know in the space sometimes, right? But I do want to say something about Zach. I worked with Zach 4 years ago in the last bull run, and I do want to say this. It is a business, but at least he's one of the ones honest to say that, hey, he's getting paid for this business. But at the same time, he tries to bring up people that are holistic in their overview and their opinions, and he tries to bring, if he doesn't know, he asks people that know more than him. So that's why some of us are up here, and like myself, I get angry, or I feel some kind of way about some of the people that I co-host with, or that I'm in spaces with regularly, because a lot of people, for example, people hold me and Matasco speak to the fire for technical information based on policy or the trends in policy, right? And I'm okay with that, but don't get so butthurt. Like Paige said, he just feels emotional about holding down his co-host, the founder of this space, right? So take everything with a grain of salt and know that there's going to be tomorrow, because the space changes like, the weather. It'd be fucking bullshit one day, or you can hate something. Like, for example, I'm one of the main Saitama bashers, but I've never said their community was all bad. I just said their founder and their group was bad. And, a few people made a short based on that they knew the price action was going to pump, right? And that had nothing to do with your emotions or ego. So when you come in this space, try to be, a little bit open-minded and leave your emotions and your ego on the table, and try to take every angle subjectively. I think that's really important to remember as we're getting ready for not a corrective season, but this is really the last bull. We talk about it all the time. I think that is one thing that many of us here are in consensus on, right? And like I said, everyone here is trying to help everyone. And, this couldn't have happened before, because the space was so tribalistic before. But we have people from every end and every protocol. We have ETH maxis here, we have BTC maxis, we have BNB maxis, we have Sol maxis here. And everyone's talking about the same shit. So let that be the consensus. Let that be the groove moving forward. Because I just feel like, 30, 40 minutes gets burned up on emotional nonsense, right? So even I have to listen sometimes. I didn't listen to Michael's question well enough. I thought I was answering his question quickly enough. But, I didn't answer his fucking question until later. But I thought that's what he was getting at, right, for his community and for his investors. So, again, we make ego-driven mistakes even when we were trying our best to help the community. But you can't take... Zach is probably one of the fairest people. He's one of the only ones that says he gets fucking paid to do what he's doing by the protocols and by the projects. I don't know very many other people. I just don't fucking trade, but I work on policy side. So, bro, don't take it so serious. Everyone is here to do the same thing. That's what I'm saying. And for the guys in that dog coin, there's many other dog coins. We want all the dog coins to do well, right? So you guys are all in the lore and stuff. All Zach's saying is, like, don't get your eyes flushed with a kumbaya, consensus. The dev shouldn't do that. I believe in all of that, because it's just a token at the end of it. It's not going to run your life. It's not going to tell you what to fucking eat at the end of the day or when to go to sleep. No one's talking shit about Kendu. It's just that people have opinions, and it's their right to have opinions. Community is great. Everything they do is in momentum. Many projects wish they could have a community that good. So, and Paige is just feeling emotional. You shouldn't worry about what Paige said, because that's just in the moment. And he has that right to be emotional too. But again, it's just business at the end of the day, and everyone's free to have their opinion, especially on this space. So don't try to tell people how to think when you come into a space like this, because everyone's going to have an opinion on 100 ways to do right and wrong. And, it's all right. So relax, no ego. It's hard to do, but it's getting easier with age, like a fine wine. And I'll end with that.
And I love that, Larry, because you're like a monk. You were just a monk. You and instilled some wisdom. And again, if I came off wrong, I apologize to our listeners. But again, wait, hold on, Larry. Okay, the only reason I got upset was we called something out on the recorded space that, like, we don't want this to happen. We like you guys. And the very next thing is in the Telegram, they're shit talking Zach in the Breakfast Club. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? We literally just said we want you guys to succeed and do very well, and that we just don't agree with certain things. And the fact that happened in real time, and that someone's on stage from that community being like, oh, well, we're really good and we're really great. It's like, dude, like, it's just really annoying. And then that's just me. So I do apologize. My little outburst scared some people off, like with Mar and the late with the Korean girls. I'm sorry if I made you feel like a Korean lady and you got scared off by Mar. Larry, hopefully you don't take offense to that joke. But it just in real time, the fact that happened was crazy. It was just crazy.
If you're gonna come, don't be a mid, right? Be a 10, right? And I'm not convinced girls are the 10 that Mar's talking. They're all right. There's some mids too, bro. If they were in a club in Miami, they would just be some mids. But Mar, you're giving the lower tier girls a good platform here on the Crypto Breakfast Club. Love you, brother.
Let's go.
I'll cry. And at the end of the day, listen, we're all family. And listen, sometimes we got to fire up the room. All right. Sometimes we got to yell a little bit, just once in a while. Let it go. All right. I'm not mad at And I hope they come back, and then we can yell at them tomorrow.
Yo, real quick before going to work, because I got like an hour and exam. Yo, that Cardano girl in the middle, man, she is so hot. I can't wait to meet her, man.
Who are you talking about?
In the nest. I posted on the nest.
You posted in the nest? Oh, I have an interview with her from Rare Evo that I did on my phone. I can definitely reach out to her.
Awesome. I'll send her Bitcoin.
Hey, she follows me, Mar.
It's flexing.
There we go.
I had to look. I'm like, oh shit, we follow each other. I didn't even know.
See, there we go, Pate. There we go, the cock blocker now. I'll block you, now he's gonna cock block me.
Oh shit. H-Bar, go ahead, bro. You've been waiting for a minute.
Thank you. God. Talk about round tripping bags, dude. You guys see Casper. Dude, my second biggest play was Casper, not Casper, but Casper. They just moved over to the Hedera network, and I was like, well, shit, I hope that I don't know. Anyways.
Casper, wait, the ticker CSPR, you mean?
Yeah, bro. Their whole not the token, but one of their proven AI projects moved over to Hedera, which was like, that's what we were waiting on. It was like IPW. I was like, this is where I'm going to make my bag, but it didn't happen. It left and went to Hedera. So that sucks. Good thing I have a little bit of Hedera. What I was talking about, or I wanted to come up and talk about was, because I'd been in here before and I wanted to give you guys an update about HGACESS. It's, you guys were talking about onboarding today and liquidity providing. HGACESS, obviously, I guess all projects need that, so not financial advice, but our NFT or our liquidity is connected to these dynamic NFTs. And so you can move that NFT from one wallet to another and still continue to get your payouts. You can sell that NFT at any time and get your liquidity back out, and your payouts come once a week. So if you are a liquidity provider and you like doing those kinds of things, HGACESS, obviously they'd love to have you. A weekly payout, a dynamic NFT. So like I have different liquidity pools for different projects on the Hedera network, Karate Combat, also Bank Social, Jam, some cool projects that I kind of believe in. And I can, or even if I just wanted it to be a savings account for my kids, I can just set up a wallet for them and send a dynamic NFT to their wallets, and they'll just earn HGACESS as long as the network's alive, which would help keep the price up. Those the network. The network is it's a layer 1.5, so it's like it's its own ecosystem basically, but it's ran on smart nodes. So a lot of the projects that we were talking today were limited to the abilities of a smart contract, where HGACESS is actually going to be launched on smart nodes. So there's no memory limits. It's really fast. It doesn't have to go through every line of code. And when we were talking about onboarding earlier, you don't have to code in just Solidity or something like that. When you're coding and creating in these smart nodes, you can use TypeScript, JavaScript, any other languages. So when we're talking about onboarding the next 100 million people or something, or developers or 50 people, whatever it is, hopefully they'll come over to HGACESS because they won't have to know the Cardano languages, the Ethereum languages. They'll be able to use something that they already use in the real world right now. So that was I just wanted to throw that out there because you guys, I was here probably months ago talking about HGACESS, and